recording just so it's there. I don't have to worry about it.
He also said, did Dez say he was going to be a minute or something?
No, he just DC'd.
No.
It didn't seem like he had to leave.
Oh, it looks like he's in a party with AJ and Volpe?
That son of a bitch.
I bet he joined the Xbox party, but
Probably.
Probably.
A big ass mountain, boys.
An ass mountain.
Mm-hmm.
the mountain is ass.
Shit mountain. Thank you very much.
Damn, what? Leo, since when is your shit white?
Alright.
You might want to get that checked out, bud.
It's called can of spray paint.
Hey, yeah.
I cast can of spray paint!
Alright. Session 2 notes are started.
Well, I suppose since we're just gonna see where the hell Dez is at.
There it is.
Hey, speak of the devil, and he shall arrive.
I had a lawyer question I had to ask AJ, and he was in a party and invited me because he forgot it was D&D night, so I thought it'd be a good time to ask him.
And yet you made yourself late in the process.
Hey, I checked in early.
He did?
He was here. He was here prior.
He pre-booked using the app. Fine.
Oh, he used the app. Okay, we're good then. All right, as long as you use the app.
Unfortunately, we don't have your connecting room.
It's the D&D the Roll20 is Adventures with Idiots 3, right? Just want to make sure.
Adventures with Idiots 3 in 3D.
3D is my birthday.
You'll love to see a 20 on a portent roll.
Ooh! Big old 20 on a portent.
Dude, I don't understand why it just randomly, whenever I first join Discord, like randomly within the first 5 to 6 minutes, it'll just kick me to game chat.
That's odd.
But enough about me.
Sorry, forgot. I need these wonderful little things called dice.
Why would you need those?
Yeah, what do
You
you need
know,
those for? Dice are a thing. Use
don't
the
know.
What, using
Digidice.
2 separate apps that can roll dice for you?
Use the Digidice. The Digidice rule all.
The Digidice do roll.
They're terrible.
No, the Digidice are the way to
That's
go.
the point, though. That's part of the fun.
Dice are the only way.
Yeah, dog.
D&D isn't
dude,
fun if you're always succeeding. You
I
gotta
will
put
say,
failures in there that
the
are
amount
funny.
of literal dog ass I was rolling last time.
It was very
kinda
beneficial
proves the
for
point.
us, so keep
there
using
was
it.
enough dog ass to kill me, so.
Yeah, but it was dog ass for everything else.
The dice were like, okay, so he's dead. My job is done.
He's just like, oh, well, fine. Him. But we all ready? We all set?
Wait,
Wait,
quick
wait.
second. Literally like 30.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Think about this
Three
too, actually,
is-
real quick, before we do begin, because it is funny. I have gone unconscious in either every first session or every second session that I've ever played in my entire D&D career. So actually what happened last week is pretty par for the course. So Des,
didn't-
it was actually... My fate was already sealed, Des. It was actually
Okay.
you who got fucked, man. Sorry.
I dropped my dice and I had to go hunting under the table. I'm back.
Turbo, my campaign was the Allied.
Only
'Cause
go for
I don't
first.
think you went down in my first session.
But it was the second one.
No, I don't think he went down. Period.
Oh, shit. So Brandon's just a liar. Good to know. But I believe we are all here. We are all ready to begin, so I will start us off with a little recap. The journey began. Your entire party left the dwarven capital city of Titanfell and are on the road to the dwarven stronghold of Braz of Aldum. Upon your journey there, very early on, you guys were ambushed by a pack of renegade orcs. You were able to dispatch them with very little help, I'll say. And eventually, you guys turned in for the night, where you guys were made an offer by the lord of this caravan, Raiden Golden Thane. He wants you all to basically be his first eyes into the stronghold and to be his scout party, basically keeping an eye out for anything valuable, as well as being the main go-getters when it comes to some of the tasks for this expedition. After a nice long rest, you all began your journey, in which you rolled on a random encounter table to see just what all you guys would, well, encounter. Believe in order. Let's see, it was.
In order, Wraith carried the
Nothing,
boats and the
nothing.
logs.
Giant
willed us-
dragon, nothing.
It was
and willed us
giant-
into greatness.
Yeah, I believe it was frost giants, which you guys were successfully able to hide from. Then I believe it was the winter storm after that, which didn't really affect anything. Afterwards was the adult white dragon, which you guys were also very, very close to not being able to hide from, but with a clutch portent roll from Sanguinet, you were able to do so. One night where nothing seemed to occur, as well as an avalanche where yet again portent rolls saved the day.
Amen to that. Poor servant man.
Upon the final day, you guys actually did end up making it to the site of the stronghold of Brasvel Doom, and that is where you all stand now. A peak not very far away. It's just within your grasp, as the rest of the caravan is slowly catching up to you guys. I believe it is. I believe it is Conrad, with a lovely
Yes.
little ferret on his shoulder.
The ferret is what smacked me in the head to have me look at the right way as I looked at the top of the mountain.
And found it you have. Standing probably, a couple 100 feet away from you. It's just, down this peak, up the next one, you guys are basically there.
Well, all right then.
So eventually,
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
eventually the rest of the caravans, joins up with you guys. And Golden Thane is looking quite pleased. He looks at all of you. Glad to see that we finally found it.
The journey's been long enough. Here's to hoping the cave is warmer than the outside.
It will be far more than just a cave, lad. So, if you all wouldn't do me a small favor, go see if it's open. Maybe the prior residents decided to leave it unlocked for us.
The Mindy's been way ahead of you the whole time. He's already walked over to the door.
Oh, it's way
Wait.
away from you. I'll give you like
Okay.
like a 50-foot head start or something.
That
But
sounds
it's
good to
a
me.
ways away.
I thought we were already on it.
Yeah, they're the rest of the caravan's like slowly catching up. So like by the time you guys get there, they'll probably be like maybe halfway there, maybe a little less. Just because it is kind of slow, especially going in the snow downhill without causing any major accidents.
Gotcha.
Well, we have our plan. What's if the door's open? Then what? Wait outside for the rest of us to regroup, or push in, establish a little base? What's the plan here, Lord Golden Thing?
Go inside. See what you can see. We'll make our way to the door, and we'll figure out a plan from there. Don't go too far in, is what I'll say. We don't know
Alright.
exactly if the dangers will be from within or without.
That I think we can definitely do. Is that right,
Alright.
Lord Corbray? Ready for a little adventure?
I believe I must attend to my other servants. Go ahead, see what you can find.
Oh, shame. Shame couldn't. Maybe you could have been the one to open the door.
Why would I waste my manpower when I could have you do it instead?
Where's the glory in watching others do it? Come on.
The glory's not in who does it first, who gets credit for it is where it matters. Now, off with you.
Oh, Well, then it's Golden Thame's name on the ticket, no, is it not?
I'm still walking at this point. I don't know if I have a 100-foot head start at this point.
I'll give you 80, but you're just walking. At that point, Corvair would just roll his eyes and get back to attending to some of his things.
I'm gonna have a fun time pissing him the fuck off. All right, let's go.
So eventually, you guys are onward, never upward. Like I said, it's about 450, 500 feet away. Namindi, you would probably be the first one there, unless the rest of you would like to kind of jog up to catch him.
I'll
I
jump.
would definitely have tried to catch up with him.
Yeah, I would have caught up about to him as well. Like, they were just kind of having verbal jousts. I would have just left halfway through.
Yeah.
Caught back up with my wandering stranger.
What was that, Shane?
Sanguinet's swimming through snow drifts.
Is the ferret riding your head or your shoulders?
As I see you going, I'll say, "You want a lift?"
No, I'm all good.
Well, all right, I'll at least try to cut a path for you.
Been short all my life. This isn't something new.
Short all my life.
I'm gonna walk in front of him just to cut through some of the snow to make it a little easier on you.
Oh my! You might be the first halfling that has ever been okay with the fact they're a halfling in something that is taller than them, and I love it so much. I've never heard anyone that plays a halfling not immediately jump on a piggyback ride.
And eventually, you guys
Don't patronize me.
will catch up to Namindi and make your way to these grand doors in front of you. This stone that surrounds it is immaculately cut. There are a couple of very fine-looking dwarven statues, even though with millennia's worth of age, they seem to have hardly aged a day with all of this cold weather. And it looks like a standard set of reinforced doors. These appear to be mostly wood with some iron or steel reinforcements made, and they are indeed closed.
Can I cast Identify on the doors to see if there's any magical attributes to it to see if it's magically locked?
If you would like, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to, because you can just tell they are doors, though.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't appear that they have any kind of incantations, runes, or anything like that on the doors themselves.
Where
Does it look like they're frozen shut or anything? Or does it look like it's a push?
From what you can tell, it looks kind of like it would go outward. So it would go towards you guys like a pull door.
Okay.
Well, all right. Everybody grab hold.
Everybody stack up.
We stacking up.
I'll walk politely from over here.
What do you mean? You're on muscle.
I would like to imagine I grab a rope. As I grab a rope that's tied.
Biceps that's larger than his head.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at Conrad. You realize that he hired the malnourished elf to be his muscle, right?
Conrad's gonna look and go, "Nah, he's your muscle." I can see it in his eyes. The ferret's where all of his strength's at.
I'm gonna get a small reminiscent to when I was traveling with Sanguinet when he was very insistent that I was intelligent enough to hold a conversation. Just look back and give him a knowing glance and a small headshake. I understand now.
Conrad's gonna laugh as he starts. All right, 1, 2, 3.
And you pull open the door, and it opens quite freely, actually.
Ooh.
However,
Heyo.
the scene that you see inside, which I believe you can't really see inside once the light from outside, kind of tapers off. But what you can see is what appears to be kind of a graveyard. Bodies strewn about these halls. From the door to as far as you can see inside.
All right. Uh, uh, I'm gonna take out my torch and strike it up.
Strike it up.
Mm.
Also going to strike a torch.
Who of you got torches?
Make that 3. I'll light one.
I don't even know. Do I?
I
Probably.
was gonna say, you do realize, Brandon, that you do have dark vision, right?
Yeah,
It's just-
but my
Okay.
friends might not, and I don't know enough about them yet, so I'm
Well-
gonna strike one.
well, you would know that just based off of like racial, you know, just whatever they are. You've
Yeah,
got
it's likely.
another human, a halfling, and somebody that you can't really determine that's in a metal suit. They're in metal armor, so yeah, you would assume he's probably human to some degree.
With that knowledge, I'll look up to Leon and think, I don't know if he can operate a tinderbox with that armor, and I'll just sort of hand him mine and then snap and ignite it with Druidcraft.
I just kind of look at it like, oh, neat trick.
Well, seeing is quite necessary for others.
Apologies, gentlemen. I will go ahead and give this warning now. I had decided to invest, let's say, in the lighting, because I was just curious to see as how it works. If it does not work, I will just do away with it. But this might take out a couple of kinks. I believe I have it set up as to where you don't really have to worry about that.
Mhm.
But I could be wrong. So yeah.
Oh wait, is this the beta thing that they're doing?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
So I'm just gonna say this now. If it doesn't work, I'll just do away with it. I'll figure it out. Just basically trying to see if we could make this work with, I was basically just having to play test it with myself. Doesn't always work the way you want it to, but we'll go through a little trial and error, basically our own little beta for it. But you guys do eventually make your way inside. After seeing all of these corpses strewn about, these are definitely ancient. These are when the stronghold fell. You can tell just by the dust kind of settling, or that has settled, as well as the designs of the armor that was worn by a lot of these warriors. If anybody would like to,
I was about to roll an
I was gonna say,
investigation.
if you want to roll some investigation, you can, or perception to see if there's anything that you might notice, if anything that just might be either out of place or something that might be kind of interesting.
I
I
got a
will,
15 on an investigation.
I'm gonna roll perception just for like a broad general perception. I'm not really looking for anything in particular.
I roll a Percepi as well. Basically the same thing.
I'm hitting investigation, history, and religion with this. They all have the same mod.
I rolled a 7 for perception. I rolled a 2 plus 5.
I got a 14 for Percepi.
So I'll say that 7, or what you said, yes, anything that was a 10 or less, you can't really glean anything other than the fact that, you know what, it's kind of dark in there and I see a lot of bodies. I'll say the 14 and 15, you guys are able to tell that there are some dwarven bodies, human bodies, elf bodies, and orc bodies.
Do we have any parcels or anything like that we might be able to glean some information from? Any written notes or anything like that on any of the bodies?
Give me a moment. And the 19,
Mm.
you'll see there isn't any information, as it were, but more so you can tell kind of what happened. Is that at one point you can see, some of the damage on the doors. These forces actually broke into the stronghold, and the dwarves were attempting to hold it for as long as possible. You see lots of old dried blood stains. It's quite a mess in here. However, you also will notice with that 19, there's another blood stain that seems to be much more fresh, but no body to account for it.
Got something concerning here.
Hmm?
Seems we're not the first ones to be in here.
Oh,
Indeed.
what makes you say that?
This right here.
Conrad's gonna look over. Gonna look down and definitely tell when you have fresh blood.
About
Something
how old
must-
is a fresh blood stain or a fresher blood stain? Are we talking days or hours or what?
I'm gonna have you roll. I'll say roll another investigation check to see if you can tell just how old it is.
21.
It seems to have definitely been in the last week, maybe 2, so fairly recently.
Based on the color and viscosity, we're looking at maybe a week, maybe 2 at the most.
Something ran in here injured.
Might be still down there.
Or it could be, or it very well could be a survivor.
These bones are too old for a survivor to still be around.
Ancient battle this.
More than likely
this
something
would have been
fleeting.
during the Children's War, right?
Yes, this during the Children's Rebellion, known to some of the younger races, or the Elders, known to some of the older races.
Okay.
These bodies are ancient. Look at the dust on them. But this, like you said, is fresh. Something must have hidden here. Well, at least we know now we're not alone.
With this information, does it look like the blood is trailing off in a certain direction? Like, is it going more narrow, as it's being leaded?
What you do end up seeing is that it does end up going further down. Now, this is quite a long hallway, but it's also quite a large hallway. Was once a rather grandiose entrance. You notice that there's some dwarven statues lining the sides, these paragons of virtue of days past. And eventually, if you guys look a little further down the hallway, you notice that it trails off and downward. And if you guys choose to walk forward, I will describe the scene. But if there's anything else you guys kind of want to look around here, you can.
Any other passageways out, or is it just one long hallway, like any other doors?
It is just the one long hallway leading in.
Does it look like the armor would fit me? I'm just kidding.
I'll say a lot of this armor appears to be quite old. Some of it has been overtaken by rust. Some of it was damaged beyond repair during the actual battle itself. From what you guys can tell, a lot of this stuff probably isn't worth your time.
Yeah,
at least.
I didn't think so. It was a joke.
Is there anything like magical that we can vibe in the entry hall, or is it just straight war analog?
From what you can tell, it's just a straight war analog. You don't feel any kind of magical energies here.
Okay.
You imagine anything worth a damn probably would have been kept much further in.
Their lives
Well,
were worth it, man.
At least we know we're not alone. Let's be a little more prepared this time instead of just getting jumped out in the middle of the open. Leon, me and you will take the front. Mindy, stay a little back to make sure that our more ranged focused people don't get into too close a fight.
So we start walking down the hallway. Is that the consensus?
Yeah, that seems to be the consensus.
So you will begin to slowly walk down this hallway. The signs of battle, while very old, are still very, obvious. You eventually see what look to be, these kind of blast marks on the sides of the walls, these scorched sets of armor. A lot of those magical runes that you would imagine seeing were likely set off here. And obviously never were recast for whatever reason. And eventually you guys do make your way further down where you make it to the end of the hallway. And you look down this long set of stairs, very grandiose. And if you guys, continue walking down them, you notice about halfway up that the actual room opens to this large internal cavern, where you see all these stalactites, these pillars just holding up the cave, more of these dwarven statues, and still more bodies down the stairs. It looks like the attacking force had a lot of losses, but the dwarves did indeed pay dearly for it.
Do we see any signs of nesting? Like anything that's like taking this place up as shelter for like gnolls or like goblins or orcs?
From what you can tell, it's other than this one kind of set of footsteps and this, slight blood trail that you see, you're not seeing anything else like that. It looks very still down here, except for that one thing.
Gotcha.
When eventually you guys will indeed make it to the end of the staircase and into the grand hall, where the hallway itself actually kind of narrows a little bit, and you come into a scene that looks very close, like this. Now,
Ooh.
I believe I have it so everybody can see. You should not be able to see any further than what I think I have your token set to. If any of you
There we go.
cannot see, yeah, if any of you cannot see for whatever reason, let me know. I've got
there
it.
we go.
I've got it set to those that have their dark vision that goes to where it needs to
This
go.
is sick.
It's really
I had to like zoom out to figure out where I was because it was just a black screen for me. I was like, ah.
Oh
Honor,
yeah.
I get 10 more feet than what it's set to.
Do I have you set to 50 or for some reason?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I can see about what I would expect.
Well, you've got a torch lit.
Yeah, like I
yeah.
said, I see about as far as I expected to.
No, Matt, I've got you set to 60.
Whoops.
Alright. You sure? I measured out one way from here. Maybe 50, 60. I can see to the 50 here. Although this goes 55 this direction. I know on DnD. Okay, it is 60. Okay, I'm just being dumb.
It's okay.
But yeah, can everybody see? So I've got two of you that have torches. Actually, wait, no. Brandon, you said you had a torch as well.
Yeah, just kind of hold it in my left hand.
But all of you can see, yes?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, just want to make sure, because if we have any problems like that, I want to get that ironed out, as quickly as possible.
That's fair.
So yeah, this is kind of the site that you can see. Now, obviously, you can see that these are rooms. You can see the doors that lead to them, but you can't necessarily see what's inside them. So you would have to open up the door to check it out. But from what you guys can see, it looks relatively clear. There's nothing alive, looking at you all right now.
Mm-hmm.
All
Are there
we should
any,
split up the being a little bit? No, go ahead.
Are there any braziers that are in this hallway that we could activate? Like just turning a flame.
It is pitch black.
All right, let's break up into groups no smaller than 2 apiece. We haven't been jumped yet, but let's not have anybody be caught out by themselves.
It's just Sanguinine and the ferret. Nobody else. He just goes off by himself.
But yeah, if you guys would like to move in, explore a little bit, you can.
Oh my god, it moves with your token, chat.
I was so. Oh my god, that's awesome! I was so curious.
I will go with Turbo.
Me and Wraith are rocking together.
So you two are going to the right. Let's see.
Staying on
we've
high
got
ground.
Leon
Yeah,
and
rooms.
I was gonna start walking this way.
Yeah.
you guys start exploring.
It looks like
I
we
would
got.
say, yeah, don't go too terribly far. Just
Yeah.
because you guys, if you want to explore something or look at something, I want to give you guys time to roll for that.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the rooms over here that we're passing.
Yeah,
Same.
I
go
just
ahead.
I just wanted to get a scale of this grand
I just
hall
want to hit the
here.
2 that we're passing. Is that a staircase back there? Is that?
Where?
I'm just gonna measure from my point. Here, this staircase.
Yeah, some of these do appear to have second floors.
I see.
Yes. So like if you see a set of stairs, that's most likely going up. I don't believe there were any that were going down. But yeah, if you are going to explore a room, I would like you to roll some investigation. Arian and Leon, what are you two doing or looking at?
I'm gonna
Uh,
call out that there's.
I'll give you the help action.
I'll take
Yeah.
the help action.
I'm gonna call out that there's
That's much better.
3 major
Mhm.
hallways with staircases in this room leading kind of up to them. Just kind of give the group a sense of the scale that we're dealing with here. And I'm gonna go. Let's see. They're going left. They're going right. Let's go. Let's go left as well. Or actually, is there any kind of like decorations? Any kind of, because this is an archaeological dig after all. I know this is gonna have some sort of ties to ancient, dwarven city. But are there any? I'm looking for perhaps any paintings that might tell a story of what life might have used to be like here, that kind of thing.
So
But
you're looking at these are like the main central pillars
Yeah.
of this. From what you can tell, this would have been kind of like a courtyard or some kind of meeting area for the stronghold. A lot from what you can tell is that this is where the main dwarven force was. Because you guys are basically just stepping over skeletons and rusted sets of armor at this point, and you can tell that they held the line for quite a while, but eventually they succumbed to numbers, is what it looked like. And by what you're looking at here is that a lot of it was destroyed during this assault, this almost sacking. But you're able to see, at least here, is that there are indeed a couple of signs up. And they are indeed written in Dwarvish.
Can I go ahead and discern that since I know Dwarvish?
You certainly can. Anybody that can read Dwarvish may do so.
Cool.
But you can tell that this is actually kind of like a directory. It has a couple of it tells you basically where each of these hallways goes, at least where it used to go. And you'll notice that. Sorry, just gonna try and do it in as clean an order as I can. So I'll say the top left path is to the noble house of Iron Fist. The pardon me. The middle left path goes to the mining and guild hall, the mining sector and the guild halls. The forward path, like at the top of the screen, directs towards the repository of runes. The top right path leads towards the civilian sector. The middle right path leads to the bazaar. The bottom right path leads to the city bureaucracy, kind of like a city hall esque. And then the bottom path that is closest to Sanguinet and Conrad is the armory.
I could not spell bureaucracy for my fucking life.
Armory.
Bureaucracy.
You can just put town hall if you want, but
So just top left is Iron Fist. 4
I'll
topping
go up here
path
just so you can
is
see what's going on if somebody
repository.
wants to label the spot.
The top right is civilian. The middle right is the bazaar. Bottom left bureaucracy, and bottom right is armory.
yes.
I've shot myself up here so just so that whoever just labeled the armory, you could label this up here if you want to. Yeah, just gonna shoot myself around just so you can label stuff.
Yeah,
Word.
thank you.
I can see all of it.
Oh, you can? Okay, word.
Yep.
Never mind then. We go back.
I
to
just
our
have
other-
I just have this note for.
Yeah, that's what you guys can see there. I'll head over to Sanguinet. Your investigation of these two rooms, you notice that these were kind of homes at one point. They appear to be wealthy in design, but it looks like a lot of the stuff that was here is, kind of either destroyed or just decayed over time. You notice that there's not really any signs of battle in here. You would hope not, but from at least in here, that's kind of the vibe that you're getting.
I see some stairs in the corner. You want to go up or stay here with the rest?
And then Namindi and Hyde, you two are looking in these doors over here. They seem just as barren, but Namindi, if you're looking in the one to the right, you notice that there is indeed a hole that has either caved in or
It do
something
go
has happened
down.
to it. It doesn't go down. It's more like somebody almost made a shortcut or something.
Okay.
There's a lot of breakages in these walls that are very strange to you.
Oh, what in the hell's did this?
Is this one such breakage?
Yes, this is a large breakage. It looks like something actually large, kind of either tunneled or pounded its way through there. And you'll notice that these holes do look a lot more fresh.
Is one of the blood trails going to these holes?
One of the blood trail goes to that hole directly and leads upward, kind of towards what would have been called out as the bazaar area.
Like something.
Is there any hint as to what like could have made them? Like, do we see anything like specific, like insect carvings, or does it look more like a cave-in that has just been taken advantage of?
I'm gonna have you roll. I'm gonna have you roll nature. Yeah, nature I think is gonna be the call for this.
I'll roll a nature check as well.
What's your modifier?
Nature is 1. I'll give you the help action.
It ain't gonna do shit.
Damn it.
14.
Hyde, I'll say with that 14, you're fairly certain this wasn't a cave-in. You're fairly certain this wasn't an insect either. You're not really sure what did it though.
Well, at least we know where our friend went. Are you carrying a torch right now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and put my torch down and pull out my greatsword and have that ready to rock and roll.
Gotcha.
Are you leaving your torch in that little hallway, or are you taking it elsewhere?
I don't think I can put it on my back and not burn myself. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it right here. I'm
Okay.
rolling with somebody that has a torch currently, and if shit goes down, I'll be the first one to get into action.
Gotcha. So I'm just gonna take away that bright light that you make, and there's indeed a torch behind you. I will leave it there. Good. Cool.
I will diffuse my torch and have my weapon ready just in case, because I don't feel like using a turn to swap.
Alright, so you're good on that.
Yeah,
front.
we got
Are
everybody.
we exploring the hold?
Everybody's got a front line and a ranged person. So ranged person should probably be holding the torch while the front line has their shit ready to rock.
Yeah.
Is what I was thinking.
I think both of us have dark vision, right, Matt?
Yes, I have dark vision.
All right, sick. We're solid.
Both of you do. You're both elves.
Let's go.
All right, so we're making our way down the through this.
Into the
Yeah.
hole.
Let's do it.
All right.
Alright.
So
I'll
you
stay close
guys
behind you.
are indeed exploring a little bit. I'll say I'm gonna start with. Let's see.
We'll stop like halfway through just in case something happens. Because he's got a lot of balls to juggle.
Oh my god, there's so much
sorry.
over here.
So you guys are just kind of looking around, looking at everything. I'll just go ahead and start with Conrad and Sanguinet. You guys are just kind of looking in this hole, and it does dig straight to the hallway. Straight to the hallway with the bazaar.
Does the blood path go straight through to the bazaar?
It does. It'll indeed go through this hole and make a right towards the bazaar.
Gotcha. I'm gonna check out this room real quick. I'm
Go
looking.
ahead.
Roll an investigation. I gotcha. Actually, Wraith, if you'd like to roll it, I'll give you the help action.
Investigation or perception at this point. Kind of depending on what you guys are looking for, or what you guys will find.
I'm looking for a food source of some sort, or like a nesting area. That's what I'm really looking for, to see if there's multiple or just one thing that we're tracking is what I'm really looking for.
19 right there with the help action. So with that 19, I'll say you don't see anything big enough that would be able to make that hole here. But you do see, there's some rats, just kind of squeaking away at the, all of a sudden they shine a light, they kind of scatter and run away. Probably the first time they've seen light, maybe in their entire lives. You're not sure. There's definitely some stuff alive down here, but whatever made that hole, you don't know if it's just feasting on rats.
Yeah. I got a couple of rats, but there's no way something this large is going to be sustained off of just rats. The thing might be hungry. Just be ready for anything. Because I'm going to ready an action to just fucking swipe at the first hostile mob as soon as it comes in range.
So yeah, you guys are able to, just kind of investigate, looking around. There's life down here. It's not very large life from what you can see. I'm gonna go to Namindi and Hyde.
All right.
Name my character
It
Jekyll.
goes
Become a
right
Jekyll
over
and
here.
Hyde.
And just like you said, it turns right and goes down this right hallway.
Yeah, that it's this right hallway. I'm not gonna take y'all there just yet.
Of course not.
That
Just
is
wanted to
what
make
you
sure.
see is that it does go down this hallway.
All right.
Um,
I'm gonna stay here and watch the hall just to make sure it doesn't go through. If you want to check a couple more rooms.
Okay.
So Namindi and Hyde, what are you two looking for in this hole?
Anything? Just looking around.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a Percepi or Investigation.
Investi. 15 plus 2. 17.
17. So you're kind of looking around, and you notice these large marks in the actual rock itself, especially around either hole that you're on. It's kind of difficult to tell what could have made that. You can attempt to roll a nature check to see if you know what
I'll go for it.
could have done that.
Okay.
We'll
12.
definitely give him the help
Oh.
action on that nature check. If you would allow.
Oh, yeah, I mean, help action's help action.
Oh, I got a 14 on the roll, but I don't know what the help action does for me.
Gives you
With the
advantage.
D20, take the highest.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll roll again. Ayo, 21.
21.
Let's go.
So you're looking at
Let's
this,
go.
and a lot of the things you've studied, especially things that you've taken a notice in with your your dwarven history interest, part of you reminds almost like it could be a bullet that could have dug through this. Perhaps it was an onkeg, some kind of insectoid. Then you see these footmarks, but they don't look like either of those. They look almost mammalian or rodent. This is a creature you're not entirely sure of. You're noticing a lot of different factors, but none of them seem to add up.
Okay.
Is there a chance I could history to try to recall what the creature could be?
You certainly can.
Ooh, 23.
23. So, with your upbringing, with your knowledge, it was almost how you were taught to hunt. Any enemies of yours is almost like some prey that would need to be dispatched. And to you, these claws are Skaven, the rat folk. But they are far larger than any Skaven you've ever read of or know of.
Well, fuck.
Indeed.
Yes, Nomadi, I believe we're in, I believe there are going to be plenty of Skaven around, and they might be what caused that, quite large new blood pool. We might want to regroup with everyone else, if,
Are you sure
upon no
it
help
couldn't
us we
be
see.
a bullet or an onkeg?
I am sure.
Okay.
It's something
I
about...
trust you.
It's something about the deep carving of the deep carvings. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but I just know it.
Well, the closest group would be who's up there? Arian and I forget Turbo's character's name.
Arian is
Ariana?
Turbo's character's name. You're thinking
It
Leon.
is okay. Leon.
Leon's
That's right.
character. You would note that like they're in that general direction. You aren't entirely sure where it like leads to or how you could get there. But Arian and Leon, what are you two looking for?
Well, after reading that this would have been, led to the noble house of the Iron Fist, I just kind of meandered.
I kind of followed.
You got
Meandering.
these two are mixed up. The mining was down here. The Iron Fist is to the top left.
Okay, well then,
Apologies.
fuck it, diggy hole. We're already here.
All right, cool.
I was kind of like, I don't know, Leon, you got any bright ideas over here?
I am looking through what I'm assuming is like what crates, containers full of like ore, minerals, whatnot. I'm assuming this would be over here.
What? Sorry, say it again.
No, that would probably be further in. I imagine.
Yeah, each of these hallways leads to that area.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the hub of this this stronghold.
Okay. I am taking a mental note of this area just because like me personally would want to come back down here for my own personal reasons. I'm just kind of following Arion. Just
Arion's
making
walking around like he's in a fucking museum. He is just like.
This is for any of you that would be kind of historically interested. This is you're walking in history right now. This something like this has not been excavated. It has not been walked in at least by one of your kind in millennia. Not since the actual fall of this stronghold. But yeah, so you guys kind of exploring, looking around, trying to figure things out, when you eventually start hearing these loud thuds. You realize they're coming from behind you all, from up the stairs.
We all hear this, or only certain people?
I'll say all of you hear this because these halls are massive. They start to echo, and while you guys are just kind of walking around places, you eventually hear these thuds that are fairly fast and fairly loud. It sounds like somebody running.
Coming from down here?
From where you guys just came from.
Can I bend down and put my my head to the ground, and can I try to discern like how many?
I'll let you roll a perception for that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you roll perception to see if you can discern how many there are. If anybody would like to do that, they are welcome to.
Ooh, cool. That's an
Yeah,
18
I was
plus
about to say.
5. That's huge.
I'll roll a perception as well.
So that'd be 23 in total for perceptions.
Let's see, that's a 23, a 19. So yeah, I'll say with that 23 and even the 19, the two of you can tell the way that it's bouncing off the halls makes it sound like it's a lot more footsteps, but it's most likely just one set of feet.
I'm gonna look over to
Is there are
Yeah,
rats
Arion.
feet coming down the stairs?
It's bouncing off the walls, but it really only sounds like one to me. Let's get to the door. Let's get to the hall. We'll leave a note that this is where the blood trail goes.
We should get
I
out
kinda-
of these rooms, hide.
I kind of take my
Head back to-
elbow.
Head back to the door. Regroup with the others.
I take my elbow. I kind of nudge Arion so he's like paying attention, and I motion him to like, there was a bit of commotion over by the gate. So we gotta look on.
Let's regroup.
And as you guys, all kind of hear these, these footsteps, you all start running back in order to see what's coming. You see running down the stairs, you hear the heavily armored footsteps of Varric. He's running down here. He seems very out of breath. You lot, get back up there right now. We've got to make a stronghold of this again.
There's another thing already. There's another thing already in here. We've been tracking it as it's going.
Ivan, They're all they're Skaven tracks in here.
That,
I would rather deal with him than deal with Gorguts out there. He's got an entire war host. They're coming right after us.
oh, by the. Oh. Let's move! As I'm gonna be fucking wind sprinting.
I am going to premeditate cast Shield of Faith on Arion.
Cool. So, Arian, go ahead and add that +2 to your AC. While that happens, if I'm not mistaken, that only has a duration of 1 minute, right?
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Cool. So, never mind. Makes no difference.
What's the
Yeah.
name of
you
that?
guys-
Shield of Faith.
Yeah. So
With
you
that
guys-
for flavor text, I kind of like put my hand on your shoulder, and like a small little axe, bright yellow in nature, just kind of appears on your shoulder, and just kind of lingers there for flavor text.
Thank you.
I'm trying to take notes. What did he say was up there? Sorry.
So you would know that there's a well-known orc host led by the leader Gorguts. It appears that he has found you all and is coming after you.
Okay.
Oh, joy.
Can I get a spelling of that in chat?
I believe I've spelled that once already, but I will spell
Oh,
it again.
sorry.
Come on, Matt.
I know.
Jesus, Matt, what the fuck?
I could be
I
wrong.
actually
could
got
have
that
never
right.
said
Let's
that
go.
word wrong. But yes, you guys are indeed making your way back up these stairs. And while you guys are, kind of running up, you see a bunch of these civilian servants running back down, carrying, these kind of goods, carrying food, other kind of tools, stuff that you guys might need. And you see that Golden Thane, Corbray, and Devereaux are still up here trying to figure something out with the rest of the guards when eventually you guys walk back out the doors. And looking at the peak where you guys were earlier, you see this tall looming figure with, to its side, there's a banner with a skull and 2 bloodied axes on either side. And you all would know this is the banner of Gorguts. And you see this pack of goblins, orcs, some wargs, just kind of running down this peak. They're probably maybe a quarter of the way down that peak. So you guys have roughly 400 feet to figure something out.
They're running down the hill, right?
Oh yeah, they're on the way. They see you guys. You guys are still trying to offload some supplies, get what you can inside, and
Is there
Golden
any
Thane.
mechanism to seal the door from inside?
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
I will go ahead and
That was
give you
about
the
to be
help
my
option for the investigation. It's +1.
Wait, if we seal the door, are we
We'll wanna
dooming
focus
anyone
on
to
the
their
front
deaths?
end.
Hmm?
Outside?
So you guys don't have all of the supplies in yet. Basically, the way this is going to work is that you guys will have a couple of turns to either get as many supplies as you can inside before you either close the door or you try to get everything inside and leave the door open and have these guys come after you. One of the things you're not entirely sure of is if there's a way out of here, though. That's one thing none of you guys can be entirely sure of. These strongholds were meant to be a lot of one way in, one way out kind of a deal. Some of them obviously had different stories, but this one, not very much is known about it as to where you can, make that guess in good faith.
Okay.
How steep was that hill you said?
I mean, you guys walked down it. I mean, it's not like it's not like a 45-degree incline. It's it's a little bit more gradual.
Got a 24 to find the mechanism too.
So big old 24. You do indeed notice that there is this massive pull chain, but it looks stuck. So you're either going to have to figure out a way to get it moving again, or destroy it and be kind of stuck in there. You'll also, I'll say with that 24 investigation, you do notice that the overlook, that there is the stone overlook over the doors. You probably could destroy that with some explosive powder.
Conrad's gonna start going to usher people in and just tell them to grab the most important shit and fucking get inside.
And Namindi is probably recommending, or no, Namindi is recommending that we do
How is
grab
it
what we can and not try to
stuck?
save everything. Grab the important
Like
stuff.
specifically, is it like rusted stuck, or is it just like stuck on something, or is part of it broken, or like what's the deal?
So from what you can see, it appears to be a mix of rust as well as it being lodged in something. You're looking at it, and it looks like at one point there was somebody manning this, and they got very violently cut down. So there's
Oh,
there's
God.
parts in there that you normally wouldn't want to see in any mechanism.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm gonna firebolt those if I can. Try and dislodge them.
You can certainly try.
I want to know if heat
Never mind.
metal.
I'm sorry, with a natural one, you hit the wall.
Whiff.
You get
Big whiff.
Hey, got it out of the way now.
Message not clog up everyone's ideas. You can just
that.
With never mind. I can't because I'm already doing concentration on Shield of Faith. If I use this, I have to stop concentrating that to use that.
I don't think we're gonna be getting into too much fighting, so it would make sense to drop it if you could.
Trying to fix this is probably worth.
Yeah.
I think and prestidigitation. Would one of those be sufficient to clear rust?
Sorry, you said what in prestidigitation?
Mending and prestidigitation.
You think if you were to start mending now, by the time they get within 100 feet, it would probably be fixed. But I would have you roll Arcana for that as well, just to see if like you maybe you can influence it to go a little faster, or it might go a little slower, depending on how you roll.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. Ariane,
Okay.
can you help me with that?
Absolutely. You betcha.
Cool.
Get this spellcaster fucking going.
Then I
bud.
will
So-
withhold that.
Yeah, so
Hey,
you're
22
it's
over
almost
an 8?
like
It's great.
it's almost like half, some of these chains are like half broken, so you're able to just kind of move your fingers, and it's almost like you're spinning a loom or a web, and you're able to reattach some of these. Then you notice the chain's looking pretty good, but then there's the actual mechanisms and the cogs that are actually moving the door itself. So you'll make another roll for that in a second. I'm going to see whatever anybody else wants to do. So Namindi and Conrad, you two said you're just kind of ushering the people in. Are you guys like grabbing materials? Are you trying to get some of the other guards to help? What are you trying to do here?
Yeah. I'm definitely ushering some guards over as we can to fucking grab this shit and go.
I'm just grabbing whatever looks important.
And then probably gonna see if I can't set this cart on fire. And like just set it on fire with maybe some explosive powder right there and let it blow about the time that they would get there.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation to see if the explosive powder is within reach, or perhaps that's already inside.
Are there any
I'll
women
help
in
and look for any excess powder. I like this
Are-
idea.
Appreciate the
Are
help.
there any women and children on these carts that I should like help carry in?
That is
So
a
there are
19. What am
no-
I seeing?
So with the 19, I'm going to say that there is indeed probably one small keg here worth of this explosive powder. A lot of the larger ones that you have seen are inside, and what you do see is this oil lamp that is not lit.
I'm gonna beckon over to a guard to grab
Yes, thank you for the music.
grab a spare keg as I start placing some of this gunpowder down the powder outside of it and leading it towards the door.
Mhm.
And then once they get the other keg here, I'm gonna spark that and chuck it at the cart. Like
So-
spark.
Okay, so all right. So you're trying to time it so that way the closer they get, it'll explode.
Yeah, I'm trying to time it to take out as many of them as I can.
Okay, so I will say it's going to be it's going to be a minute or two for that.
That is
So you
totally
can
fine.
have it prepped, like you have this line ready. You've got your striker ready, set to go. So I'll basically say that you're holding your action,
Mhm.
and then basically whatever you think, okay, I want to do this, you'll just say, hey Connor, I want to explode it.
Got you.
What,
I plan to
something.
do if we can't get the door closed for sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was about to say. That's if we can't get this door closed, I'm sparking it once they get it within about 50 to 60 feet.
So Leon, you were asking about if there's any
Mm.
women and children. There are definitely no children on this expedition, and some of the women are the servants that you've already seen, carrying some of the foodstuffs downwards.
Sorry.
Precisely. But yeah, so you basically, there's a couple that are coming back trying to grab more stuff, and you see one in particular that is kind of struggling with some of the heavier objects.
Okay. I will
Uh,
go. I will go ahead
Did
and
I
like
need to roll
run.
for
I will go
sorry.
ahead and go assist.
Cool. So you're able to help her out. Eventually, one of the guards that's running back up will, just kind of like, okay, you stay up there. I'll take this, and just kind of ushers everybody back down. You guys are getting these supplies down a lot faster than they
Yeah.
originally were.
Mhm.
So you go back up. Hyde, you helped Conrad with that. Namindi,
Uh,
you're just helping people get stuff up and down, right?
Yeah, I'm grabbing whatever looks important.
Bubba, I did I would say I screamed out to bring out any spare any kegs of powder that they have. Bring them to me immediately.
A lot of that would be, kind of used as almost, stuff for mining.
You
Things
know,
that kind of like dynamite and stuff like that. But instead of them bringing up those, those kegs, those are quite valuable. They can use them for other things. They'll bring out some more oil that you guys will be able to use, as well as some wine that you guys can use to create almost like this fiery perimeter, if you want.
yeah. Gonna lay down. Oh my God, that thunder was loud as shit.
Good God.
Yeah, even we heard that. Holy hell.
Yeah,
Um,
take cover.
I'm gonna instruct anyone near me, some of the guards, to start placing it and make it like the entire floor from the cart to where we are, cover it in oil and wine, and
Oh
then
yeah,
put
you do.
the excess inside of the cart, like
Yeah,
no, to the
definitely
sides of
able
the
to do
cart, so that way
Okay.
when it blows, it gets extra distance as it flies out.
So yeah, no, you're
Really
definitely able to do
juice.
that. And to be honest, the cart's looking about as good as you can get it. You're not really sure
Mhm.
what else you can do, let alone trying to put something like a tactical nuke in there.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's fair. That's fair. I'm definitely
yes.
gonna turn around and go. You want to save a bit of gunpowder to do mining instead of saving our fucking lives? As
At
they
that
do
point,
and
at
stuff.
that point, Golden Thane would look at you and be kind of like, "Look, son, we've already spent enough on that. We're just trying to cover our asses here." And at this point, I'm going to have Sanguinet. You're going to roll another Arcana to see if you can work about getting some of those. Ooh,
26.
a massive 26. Yeah,
Let's
you're
go.
able to get a lot of this stuff out. It's looking pretty good. You've got the chain that's looking a lot better. You've got these mechanisms and cogs on the inside that are looking a lot better. You
Pretty
notice
good at
that
like,
the
Skyrim style dual casting.
oh,
With two hands.
Dual cast clairvoyance. Wait an hour.
Just fucking.
So yeah, you're able to definitely do that. You notice that there's two more things that appear to be wrong with it. One of them is the actual release for it. That has been long shattered, but you could probably fix that if you do well on another Arcana check. And then you notice that there's the actual system that has the counterweight behind it. The counterweight is currently stuck on the ground. You would have to reattach that as well. But if you get those two done, the door would be operable again.
We almost got the
Uh,
thing working again.
Oh, what
How
can I
close are
do to
they?
help?
Not sure. Would they be able to help? Is it like lifting the counterweight up off the ground would be helpful? It'd make this easier.
Lifting
Or
the
like,
lifting the counterweight up would lower the DC for this is what I would say. I think you guys could probably get to the counterweight. It's definitely pretty heavy, so Conrad, as strong as
yeah,
you are, you
someone with
probably
some
wouldn't be able
strength.
to.
Yeah, we need to get those counterweight up and moving again.
I'm not strong, but I'll definitely get over
I
there and
would
try to help
like
him
to.
get it up.
I will also help Conrad get this up.
Yeah, I
Connor,
got
how
an
close are
18
the
strength.
orcs?
So the orcs have made it about another 150 feet. They're within 200 feet now. They are closing in. They are closing in fast. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, some of them do indeed have a couple of bows in which they might attempt to make some pot shots at you guys if they are indeed in range, which they indeed are. However, they will be at disadvantage. So basically, I'm just going to have like 2 rolls just to see. A couple of them are just gonna on the warg writings, just shoot a couple of arrows off, and I'll just designate it via a D6 who it hits. That won't hit anybody.
Okay. I'm.
And that also
Oh.
won't hit anybody, so you guys are definitely good. They're definitely shooting at you guys, so they are getting closer and closer.
Okay.
So if they're close to shoot, we're close enough to shoot back and try to slow them down a little bit, right? Or at least take a couple
You definitely
arrows
can.
off the board.
So
I
you
might
would
try
be
to
at
get a bit
disadvantage
higher.
just because of distance. If you do that, you'll have to go outside and up, in which it'll be dangerous for you to make it back, but you can certainly do that if you would like.
How far away? 250?
They're about 200 to 250 feet away, so I believe that would be a disadvantage for you still. But you could do that, and you would get still a +2 to hit because of high ground, because you're technically above. Actually, no, you'd be above them where you're at now, so you could do that. You just be outside by the cart, take a couple of pot shots.
Tide has a longbow. He's in range.
Yeah, I have a longbow.
Oh, that's right.
The
600.
600
right.
feet.
600 is the long. Yeah, so
Damn!
even with I'm
Oh yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Longbow go far.
Longbow go hella far.
Big
Schmack.
old
what
bird.
the fuck is that? Okay, sorry. +2, 17.
So yeah, with a 17, you're able to hit one of the goblins that are kind of running down on foot. You're able to just take one of them out of commission. There is quite a lot of them, but you're able to trample some of the ones behind him. So you
Yeah.
slow down part of the pack. So that is indeed helping.
Yeah, I'll probably continue to do that until I hear that the door is ready to close, and then I'll sprint into the door. But I'll try to keep setting off chain reactions.
Before you go out, I'm going to give you the spark charge for you to spark that sucker as you're running in.
Heard.
Mm-hmm.
Conrad, Leon, hey, get this fucking thing off the ground.
All right.
Well, I'm still just throwing fucking crates at people, trying to get this all moved.
Oh yeah, you're able to get a lot more materials off than they would have been able to by themselves. So you're giving them a lot of help with that. You guys are getting more and more supplies down there. So yeah, I need Leon and Conrad to do a combined strength check.
All right. Check. Okay.
Strength or athletics?
Strength. I'm gonna say strength. Well,
Strength
no,
check?
you know what?
Because I'd like to roll athletics instead.
Because I am thinking like this. I'll give you athletics. I'll give you guys athletics if you want.
Okay.
Let's go. Powerlifting for the win.
Oh fuck! I should have stayed with strength.
Unfortunate.
So, yeah, 19,
I'm gonna have an
your
11 for
athletics
this.
roll is different. An 11, so a 21. So you guys aren't able to get it up, but I'll say you guys are able to kind of prepare yourselves and go at it for the next round. So that just won't lower the DC for reattaching the counterweight. If Sanguinette, you want to roll another Arcana check.
You said there was the mechanism itself as well, right?
There is that as well if you want to go for that first.
Okay. I feel like the counterweight's going to be... Which one is more difficult, I guess is the question.
So the mechanism would be technically more difficult, just be kind of where it is and how it's made.
Mm-hmm. But they're not going to be able to help me with that one. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, let's go mechanism then.
Still got advantage. That's.
With a 14, it's a little tricky. It is a little tricky. Not really able to get it just yet, but you have a pretty good chance with Hyde slowing them down. If they get that counterweight up, you might be able to get that done next time. And with Arian helping you out, you guys are still ahead of the game.
Okay.
Believe it or not. Not by very much, but you are still ahead. So we're gonna swing back. Hyde, if you want to take another shot, you can. Or if there's something else you want to do, you can.
Oh, no, 100%. I'm curious, is there anything that I can do to try to make this a bit more impactful, or is it just like I set off a chain reaction, they fall, we get, we're still good?
There's nothing stopping you from attempting to maybe siphon some of the materials from this cart that is rigged to explode if you want to attach that to maybe one of your arrows.
Yeah, I might dip an arrow into like a little bit of gunpowder oil, do like that.
The Mulan special.
Yep.
I was like, I sent Bubba a message asking how avalancheable this mountain was. I was 3 seconds to asking for a firebomb and then just shooting that bitch right at their leader. But yeah, I will definitely do that. I'll dip the arrow in the stuff, fully drawn, and then let it fly.
Cool. So you're still aiming at the pack, or are you gonna try to, cause an avalanche?
I'll probably aim for a little bit further back at the pack for this one to see how much actually shakes. Like see how much I can actually get started.
So at this point, you know that like they're basically reaching the bottom of the V. So it would make more sense for you to try and hit the front, because the back would only catch maybe like two or three, maybe five at most if it's like super impactful. Um, but if you still want to do that, you definitely can, because if anything, that could slow the approach for any other forces that might come.
And yeah, I'll aim closer for the front and try to set off a trip reaction.
Okay, so you're definitely able to do hit where you want to. It's a very precise shot. You're very good at that. I'm going to say this is going to be a damage threshold.
Okay.
So it's going to be your normal arrow damage dex, plus your dex. In addition to, I'm going to say 3d6 force damage. And if you break 25 damage, you'll be able to cause an avalanche. You'll be able to ruffle up, break the snow, and you would definitely be able to do it. But it has to exceed 25 damage, because this is something kind of big that you're asking for. But this explosive powder is definitely helping you a lot with that.
All right. And what was the threshold one more time?
25.
All right. Damn.
Fortunate.
Good try, but I'll say even with that, that 15 damage, you're able to rough up some of the pack and slow them down. So you give the guys inside a little bit of extra time. So it's still impactful. It still helps a lot. I would say you could probably do that two more times, or attempt to do that two more times before making the impact of the explosive cart less impactful.
So I will. Yeah.
So yeah,
Are we-
so you've definitely slowed them down a little bit. Some of the snow in front of them is that way. Some of them got a little bit of shrapnel in them, so they died anyways. So now that you're good, we're gonna swing back to, I believe. Let's see. So Namindi and Leon, what are you two doing? Well, no, Leon, you're helping with the counterweight. Namindi, you're still helping with materials. They've almost got all the materials inside. I would say probably another 2 turns, and you will have everything you need inside.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna call for Mindy to come over and help with this chain. Then
I was gonna say, if they shoot more arrows on the Mindy, you might be able to like intentionally catch some of them and throw them back to help hide slow people down.
Gotcha. I didn't know that was possible.
Deflect
Yeah.
missiles.
Which I'll say, probably after, depending on what you want to do, Matt, you could, depending on what you do, if you're helping with the counterweight, you probably wouldn't be able to do that. But if you are, just kind of either helping bring some stuff in, you probably would be able to do that.
Okay.
So it kind of depends on what you're wanting to do.
I'll stick with hide. Try to slow him down.
Okay.
We got 2 strong lads back here.
So cool. So with that, I'm going to have 2. So the goblins and orcs are getting a little bit closer. So there's going to be. I'm going to add another shot to this basically. So there's going to be 3 shots, and I'm going to have this. These would probably be directed towards Hyde and Namindi at this point. And
That's
they're
fair.
close enough as to where this would not be at disadvantage. So it's
Okay.
just going to be 3d20s, plus their dex modifier. And if they hit you, you just take that damage, or if you can, deflect the missile or do whatever, that'll be fine too. So I'm going to have 2 going at Hyde, 1 going at Mindy.
Okay.
Which, let's see. So that is a natural 1 for 1 going to Hyde. That's going to be a 10 total for the 1 going to Namindi. And then that's going to be a 16 on Hyde.
It beats it on that 16.
Okay, so you're going to take a wee bit of damage there. Oh, wow. You're going to take 11 points of piercing damage as one of these, goblins riding a warg is able to just get a very good shot on you. It barely catches you, kind of like in your shoulder, but it's nothing to be too concerned about just yet, but they are getting closer. And they made their shots. Namindi,
He's 18.
yeah, so it was going to miss you regardless. I was just seeing about your deflecting missiles.
Yes, we hit.
Oh yes,
It has to
indeed.
be hit. Okay. So
Yes.
yeah, it makes no difference.
Indeed.
So now we're going to go back up top, and we're going to have Conrad and Leon. I'm going to see if you two can lift up this counterweight for me.
All right, on 3.
Athletics
1,
check.
2,
Yeah, athletics check.
3.
Damn.
No better.
Yeah, no, that's no better either. That's a
No
4 in total.
So
Jesus.
15. Yeah, you guys are
Did you roll a
definitely
1?
not able.
I rolled a 2.
Fuck.
Oh wait, I can wait.
Oh,
Can I wait? I can't re-roll that.
No, I can fix a 1, but I can't fix a 2.
So yeah, you guys, this is a really heavy counterweight. I mean, like this was meant to stop people getting inside. So it makes sense. But Sanguinette, if you want to try and fix something, let me know what you want to fix.
Yep. Oh my fucking god.
13 on that.
Nothing
That
but
is.
2s. I haven't rolled a 1 yet, but I've rolled like 4 2s.
God damn, you really have. But yeah, no, you're definitely able to not really get it yet. You're getting closer. This is a very tricky part of machinery. There's a lot of mechanics here that aren't used anymore in a lot of more modern machinery. It'd be like somebody a person that knows how to use a computer trying to make a printing press work. It's like you understand the concept, but you're getting closer, but you're not able to get it just yet.
Am I making like progress though? Is like the DC on this lowering as I
Yes.
make these checks? Okay,
It
cool.
is because like at this
Of the
point
roll
it's
up
it's
shit,
kind of
gotcha.
like you're trying to figure it out and you're getting closer. In fact, I'll say if you want to give Arian the help action with an Arcana check, he's probably noticing what you're doing. So Aaron, if you want to make an Arcana check, I'll let you do that.
I'll have Kinuit basically running fucking drawing up blueprints and running them over to Arian.
Hey, we got it, boys. Ladies and
Hey.
gentlemen, we got him.
Gatorade on
At this
Arian. We
point-
got him.
We got him.
Aaron, you look at this ferret, this beautiful little creature. You see it drawing little lines in the snow, and all of a sudden you're like, "Wait a minute!"
You're like, that's it.
And you're like, "Wait
That's
a minute! I know
it!
exactly what this is. You used to do this when you were a kid." And you immediately just like snap your finger, and your magic intertwines with Sanguinette's, and you're able to get this mechanism working again. Last thing that you guys need to
Thank
fix
God.
is this counterweight.
Just need the weight.
Oh,
left,
I'm gonna
boys. Just
fist
need the
bump.
weight.
So at
I'm
this
fist bumping
point,
Sanguinette and the ferret.
Yeah.
the orcs are probably about 100 to 150 feet away. They're getting very, very close. So we'll go back to Hyde and Namindi. If you two want to try and do anything, you can certainly try.
Okay.
Matt, do you have anything ranged on you at all?
No.
All right, I'm just gonna
Green
sort of.
shit, Yeah. I'd say
I'm gonna
keep
stand
the
next to
people
you
inside.
in this
Or
as
the
well.
stuff.
So if anything gets close to you, I might try to get stuff in front of it, get hit, so I can throw it. I'm gonna try to
Alright,
take
and-
Aglo.
Okay. I like that. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna try to blow up the mountain again.
Yeah,
Okay.
go for it. So basically, you roll a hit.
Come on.
It's a DC 10. So like, if you miss it, you're just rolling an at 1. Just don't roll an at 1.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
24.
so you're fine. So it's going to be the same damage threshold of 25 damage, but you still get the additional 3d6.
Fuck.
Damn.
Very close, very close.
It's those D6s that are fucking me.
Yeah.
It really is. I thought this would be a lot more helpful.
Yeah.
But you know what
No,
I'll say?
it's helpful.
You've done quite a bit of damage. That the damage threshold will indeed lower. So it'll be just 20 damage this next time. To cause a full avalanche. Nabindi, you're actively trying to get hit?
Yeah, so I'm trying to protect Hyde.
Okay, so
Hyde has
all I'll
partial
say
cover
is that all the shots are gonna be directed at you, and the
Okay.
orcs are getting closer in range. So I'm gonna add an additional shot. There are going to be 4 d20s thrown at you. So, man, I've never rolled this many d20s in my life. It's so much fun. Are you? Well, okay. You know what? That's a fairly even spread. So there was a natural 4 and a natural 7. Neither of those will hit, but there were 2 18s, and I know both of those will hit.
Okay.
So I'm grabbing
one of them.
some. Yeah, you can
Okay,
deflect
you
one of
can.
these if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll deflect one of them for sure, and I'll just take the hit on the other.
Cool. So if I'm not mistaken, you can literally just throw it back.
Yeah, he has to. He has to
I have to
roll.
roll
He has to
first.
roll 1d10 plus 7, I think, right now.
plus
And
10, plus
if he
12,
reduces
yeah.
if he reduces it to 0, then he can just chuck it back for free.
Okay.
But
So
Grab
let me
the D10
roll
here.
some. Yeah, let me roll some damage here to see. You might just be able to beat it outright. So yeah, you won't even have to roll for it because your minimum roll beats it by 1. So you would definitely be able to reflect it.
All right. So I'm throwing this back.
So you can make it a
let me
ranged
spin the
attack as
key.
with a monk weapon.
yeah,
So,
at a range of 60 long, so it will be at disadvantage
yes,
because
but
he's
you're
just
definitely able to
parking
do this.
that bitch.
Trying to figure out what I'm using to roll for this.
So you would make it 1d20 plus 6, but it'll be 2d20s. Take the lowest plus 6.
Okay. 2d20, take the lowest. 12 and 13. So 12 plus 6, 18.
So you still hit, and I'll say, you're able to kill probably one of just the wargs with this, and able to slow them down a little bit. So you probably, with what you guys have done, you guys have slowed them down enough as to where you guys have gained an extra turn,
Okay.
which is massive for you guys.
Thank
So
God.
instead of them being their next turn, they're going to be there the turn after.
These kids are gonna tell stories about the 2-man army.
So yeah, now we're going to go back up to Conrad and Leon. See if you guys can lift
Ugh.
this counterweight back up. It is quite heavy. You guys are you're trying your damnedest. This thing has not moved in centuries.
All right, let's give it another shot.
So yeah, another pair of athletics checks, if you don't mind, gentlemen.
Fuck me. I mean, 15, but like God, I'm
It's not
rolling
bad.
sub 10 on
It's not
all
bad.
of them.
Gotta see what Leon there rolls.
Ooh, dirty 20.
32
Hey.
Yeah.
with a massive combined 35 score, beating the DC by 10. You guys are able to lift this up, and Sanguinette, you can get both advantage and the DC will be lowered for getting this counterweight up.
Just as you see
I'll
them
do it.
just
We can with
struggling
it.
at that point,
That's a
doing a
26
fucking
too.
squat.
That's a 26, so you do it
Or
with
a 20.
full- I'm gonna. But yeah, no, you're definitely able to get this right back up there, reattach it. This door is functioning again.
Ugh.
Oh, thank fucking
God.
God.
We call out, hi Mindy. We've got the door ready.
So we have to retreat. We have to retreat now, Hyde.
Alright,
Oh.
you go. You go. I'll see if I can do any more damage.
I start booking it.
Well, so Namindi, you're starting to run your way back inside. Hyde, you can do another round basically to see what you can do. So that if you want to try and make it explode, this is your last chance to make it explode without make it, unless you want to just do it again and make it try to make it happen. But the DC is 20 damage. If you hit.
I will do it one more time. Just don't roll in that one.
Just don't roll in that one.
It's a nat 2, but it's fine. We
Cool.
still
So go
made it.
ahead- Yeah, go ahead and
Alright,
roll some
we'll do that.
damage with those 3d6.
I give him the help action.
No.
It's just Conrad. It's
Just
it's just
Are you
Conrad going. You can do it.
Are you sure I'm not allowed to reroll one by 3d6? Damn it! It's always
Oh,
the
it
d6s.
is so close.
Legitimately, if
Oh,
both of those were a little higher, that would have been perfect.
I mean,
I'm
hasn't
half
rolled
tempted-
average damage on those d6s yet.
I'm half tempted to action surge. Do it again.
Honest to God, you have nothing. But you have nothing to lose.
I know it's not, but it'd be fine.
Yeah.
How much? I'm just curious. How much of that army is? How much damage has been done?
A decent amount. You haven't killed outright very many of them, but you've definitely slowed them down. So you still got that one more turn. Depending on what everybody else wants to do. If they just if you all just want to wait inside, you can just go ahead and make that next shot. But I'm going to see what everybody else wants to do first.
I'm gonna prep to blow the charge with one of the torches.
Same.
Just
I've
let
got,
him
I've got,
fucking run.
yeah, firebolt.
I'm
We
already
need it.
booking it back to the door.
I am going to
Okay,
head
I'll
to
say
the
you're already at the
release and be prepared to, release the trigger.
Cool. So what I'm going to say is, Matt, you're already at the door inside. You see Conrad and Sanguinet. The two of you are prepped and ready to go. You're both holding your actions to get this explosion going. Leon, you're holding your action to close the door and hide. Arian, is there anything you would like to do?
Hi,
I'm gonna actually prep darkness. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna fucking watch this ferret aid this halfling to nail this firebolt if we need it. There's not a whole lot Harry can do right now. Actually, that's a lie. I could just use control flames and just light the bitch, but it's fine.
I was planning to, as I was running back, just snap the gunpowder on the ground with Druidcraft, light it, and then just jump through the fucking door.
Okay, so
Alright.
at this point, everybody's holding their actions. Everybody else is inside. Golden Thane, Devereaux, Varric, and Corbray, they have all left you. They all see that you guys had this situation actually fairly under control. They're already downstairs. All of the supplies are there. It's just, the carts themselves are just kind of there.
Okay.
So
Alright.
yeah, hide if you want to make another attack.
I would absolutely love to attempt to move on this mountain one more time.
Go ahead, go Moonlawn this mountain.
Long time.
Alright.
A 14 hits.
All right.
All right. So
come on, D6s.
roll some damage,
Use
and
some
the threshold is
sixes.
still 20.
Please, God, just let me roll average on the d6s once and I make it.
You're statistically probable.
Alright, I am going to dip this last arrow, begin
Yeah, roll.
sprinting back at the door as I'm turning and pulling it, then I'm just going to let it fly.
Hey!
And with this, you hold your breath, close your eyes as you draw this arrow. You open them and loose. And everybody that's inside, you see Hyde loose this arrow. And not but a few seconds later, you hear this massive explosion from outside as the mountain and the snow all starts to rumble around you. Hyde, you have successfully caused an avalanche. These orcs and goblins are still running for it. They have a slight chance to make it to the door, but by the time that happens, it's probably going to explode or the avalanche will be upon them. So they have a very slim chance. It's just, I'm going to basically roll digidice. I'm going to have them do some athletics checks to do this. And you successfully do this, you can run inside, or you can do what you, if you want to try and set everything off, you could try to do that. I don't know if there's anything else you want to do. But
I figured they'd be there at this point. I'm full sprinting through that fucking door, bow in hand.
so
As soon as I see the first orc face that comes up, that I see cresting this hill, getting just a little closer. As soon as I see a bit of detail, I'm chucking this fucking torch out there and yelling at Leon to close it.
Okay. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to roll a d20. This d20 I will roll via the digidice /r d20, and I'm just going to give them a combined bonus of a +3 here. I'm going to say that the DC is 15. No, you guys have done a lot. I'm going to say the DC is 18 here. If they roll an 18 or higher, they will make it there, in which they will, one or two might make it in, but it's not going to be the whole lot of them, and they're going to be, basically in the face of this explosion. So I'm going to roll this.
Hey, that's a nat
There
one!
it
Jeez.
is. So with this natural one, the avalanche catches them before they're able to, you see probably like the top of a ponytail, Des, and you immediately chuck it, but you notice the snow begins coming from over the overlook and rushing down towards them. I'm gonna say this explosion is probably has a it has the potential to make the avalanche worse.
Word.
Oh,
As
shit.
For
I
everyone.
chuck this thing, because since I've already chucked it, I'm just gonna look at Leon to say close.
Like
Now, what do I need to do?
I'm already like slamming that fucking release.
So
What do I need to roll?
You toss this torch. I'm gonna have you roll a ranged attack to hit, and I'll say you can get advantage with that with Sanguinet having his firebolt prepped. Whichever one of you want to roll for that, you can. You'll get advantage on the hit, and then I'm going to basically just have you roll a metric fuck ton of dice.
I have +6.
I mean, I've got +7. I can roll the hit if you want to roll the dice that we hit.
Yeah, I'll roll the dice. You roll a hit.
So yeah, if you want to go ahead, roll the hit. With a 22, you most certainly hit. At this point, like, Des, you toss the torch. That's like kind of like an insurance policy.
Hey.
Sanguinet, you let this loose. You see like the gunpowder trail or this explosive powder trail that leads directly to the cart. You see exactly where it's lined up to the cart, and you just nail it right there. So it's the fuse time is less than a second. As this goes up and explodes, the amount of stuff that you put on there, I'm going to say is probably 25d6 plus 50 worth of force damage.
God.
It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot of stuff. I mean,
That's
plus,
a lot of damage.
explosion.
Mhm.
So what I'm gonna say here, Des, is that if this damage exceeds 100, the avalanche will be basically consuming. The front entrance will be a no-go for anybody else ever in the history of time.
Well,
However, that means that you will be locked in.
so all that effort not to get locked in is just fucked. Okay.
Hmm.
All
Yeah,
right.
not for the history of
We've
time.
got enough dynamite. We can blast a hole through the back of the mountain.
Yeah, 'cause we didn't even use the big
So-
barrels.
Hey, 79
25 plus 50.
plus 15.
50.
So that's
50?
100.
Oh, there was no way we weren't gonna make this.
Well,
Okay.
130
the
damage.
amount of damage that was done, not the exact amount, but the amount of damage that was done by Hyde, like already started setting this off, and you just basically added more force to the fire, quite literally.
Yeah.
But this massive kaboom goes off, and you guys make it inside. Leon, you slam the door shut, and you guys start booking it down the hallway, down the steps, as the entire mountain begins to rumble around you. And after a couple of minutes, the rumblings stop, and it is dead silent. You guys have successfully saved not only everybody, but you've also gotten all of the supplies that were on those carts outside inside. You see a lot of the guards here kind of like, watching the stairs, making sure it's set up. They've got a couple more, kind of like guard posts, kind of just around ready to go. And you see everybody is, kind of catching their breath, taking stock of what all they have, and are setting up what looks like, kind of a base camp.
This is an XP campaign, right?
No,
It should be. It should be. That's what? That's what, 4 levels?
well, you guys, yeah, if you
No, a
guys
casual
wanna
party,
tally
level
up
2,
XP,
killed an
you
army.
guys can. Hey, excuse me, you're all level 3. But yeah, no, you guys successfully make it inside. The warband of Korg Gorguts has not made it inside while you guys can help it.
Hell yeah.
Probably dead.
He could be. You don't know. That's the beauty of it.
Probably not.
Ignorance
Yeah.
is indeed bliss.
Yeah, no. We'll be seeing him later.
It's literally the scene from Mulan.
It literally is like, how in God's name did you survive that much damage?
Yeah, and instead of Musha going, "You missed! It was right in front of you!" It's you did it. You trapped yourselves.
But yeah, you guys are inside. Everybody is catching their breath. And while it kind of rumbled, like a lot of the dust became unsettled around here, but it doesn't look like any major damage has been done inside here.
Okay.
That's it for the threats outside, but
Now we got to deal with the threat in here. Now we're trapped with the bastard, whatever it is.
I understand that you're upset, and I do take full blame for what has happened. But that was awesome.
I wouldn't say you take blame for it. We took out a majority of the warband that was chasing us. That's never a bad thing, but we need to hope to the gods that there's a way out. Otherwise, we're going to be joining these skeletons soon.
So you guys are inside. Everybody's taking their breath. It's at this point when Golden Thane, he's looking around here. All the four of them are just kind of looking in awe at this. This is dwarvish history. Being the first time they've seen it, they notice what life was once like for their kind. It's at this point where Golden Thane will turn around, look to you lot. Thank you all for saving our asses quite well. I see we've made all of our supplies inside, as well as all of us have made it inside.
Yeah, but we're not going to be getting out that way anytime soon.
Just another day's work. Another day at the office.
And don't get too lost in the sights in here. Know that we're here for an archaeological dig, but there's something down here. I believe someone said Skaven had made most of the damage recently. And one of the blood tracks is fresh coming into this area. Post guards with anyone you have doing anything.
All right, we can do that. We'll have the bulk of everybody stay here. I'll have guards posted up on every hallway and entry point that we can see, and, well, we'll figure out the ones that we can't soon enough.
Point out the direction where the blood path is going, as like I see it on the floor with the lights that are around. It's like what we think to be an injured creature is made its path over here towards what was up here again?
The bazaar. Is there a bazaar?
It looks as if it's gone towards the bazaar. At least one of these creatures. There could be more. With Skaven, there's never just one.
Mining.
But at least we know one is injured in the bazaar.
So yeah, he looks at you and be like, well, all right then. We'll have the majority of people stay here. You all are my forward group after all. If you all would like to do some exploring, I would more than recommend it. We have some stuff that we do have to do here. I would like for us to be a little dug in before we send anybody else out. If you would like to explore perhaps one down these hallways, finish exploring this area, you may do so. If you'd like any one of us to come with you, that is also something I believe we could arrange. Because it appears we'll be stuck in here for at least a little while.
Yes.
I would think establishing a base camp would be priority number one for the vast majority of the people here.
That's exactly what we're doing. You see a lot of the servants and some of the soldiers that aren't actively looking for threats or setting up tents. Some of them are already starting to get a couple of fires going. Getting some food prepared. Because I'll say it's a little after midday, so you guys would have a couple of hours to do something or look at something before most people would probably want to turn in for the night.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna come over here to hide after that and go over and be like, you did a great job. As I'm gonna go ahead and use some lay on hands and get him healed up. How much did you take?
11.
Word. I'll go ahead and give you 11. So
Bless you.
you can go ahead. You're back up to full.
Oh,
You did a great job buying us time.
oh,
Thank you.
oh, anytime. That was a shot that would have made Apollo proud.
Hey Connor, in this grand hall, are there I forget what they're called. Not like chandeliers, right? Because they're basically like fire pits hung by chains, like up in the air.
Braziers, yeah, we asked.
Yeah, I asked that earlier. There weren't any.
I thought those were called wall torches. That's what I thought those were.
What
fucking idiot.
will actually say is that if you want to roll a perception check, given that natural 20 that you got earlier with the mechanism, you might be able to find something, another kind of technology around here that might be able to do something.
Nah,
With
That's
an
a
8,
I don't think
it's,
I will.
you
I don't
could
What
I don't
about
think
the
I
help
will.
action?
you could give him the help action, just be like, hey, what you looking for, bud?
Yeah, exactly. What are you looking for? I see you looking around.
I kind of
Yeah.
see shit in here.
So I'm looking for something to possibly light the room a bit, make it a bit easier for those who are setting up camp.
All of the dwarves that are there obviously can see, but the humans are just kind of having to work by torchlight.
Try it again. As I point over to something, I'm like, would that be it?
So
Maybe
go ahead
that
and roll
over there?
perception again. with
Very
a
well
Hey!
could be. Very well
Well,
could
could
be it.
So I'll have you know that was the DC for what you are looking for.
Hey.
It was a
Yay!
So, what you are kind of looking at is, you're looking at this mechanism on the wall towards the entryway to this grand hall. And it's, while similar in design to the mechanism from the door, you see that it doesn't lead to like cogs or gears, at least not here. It actually has these small crystals behind it, which you think that if you were to pump enough magical energy into it, you might be able to do something.
I'll go up to them.
Great job.
Let's see. I'll do I'm gonna cast because it's kind of continuous. Oh, never mind. It literally says in the description a non-magical flame. Just kidding. I lie. We're gonna do. We're just gonna keep spamming it with firebolts.
Okay.
Or shocking grasp. Just to kind of charge them a bit.
So what I'm going to say is going to be kind of similar with hide. Is that there is a damage threshold that you'll have to make with magic specifically in order to kind of kickstart it. So what I'll say is, if you want to get somebody to give you the help action, it'll increase your odds of doing this. Because the DC is just going to be a 10 to hit. That's all it ever is. Or it's all it will be, because it's an inanimate object. So you're putting magical energy into this. So if somebody who can cast magic wants to give you the help action, they can. And it'll basically add double your damage modifier for magic. The damage threshold just being 15.
I
I'll
can
throw
cast magic.
I was
Keanu
gonna
but
say, yeah, I can. I'm waving. Yeah, I'm waving Dez and Sanguinet over.
I'll start
I know a
praying to hope
little
that
bit.
that divine energy comes towards you to give you a
Um,
little bit of a boost.
Can I be like the
Sanguinet.
Quarter Saiyan that turns Goku into a Super Saiyan God? Can I just like put my hand on his back and pump in my like little bit of magic that I have?
You said a lot of words that I did not understand, but sure.
Yes.
I don't have a lot of magic. I want to funnel all of my
Are you
3
using a
ounces of
shocking
magic
grasp
into
or
this.
just a firebolt?
Because they're kind of in the wall, I was gonna shocking
Wait,
grasp.
All right, yeah.
Um,
I'll have Kinuit just collect a bunch of pieces of wire to start like making a fucking like metal mesh.
Yeah. So.
Or no,
basically
wait, no,
what's-
I can't do shocking grasp. I won't meet the damage threshold. I need I'll do ray of sickness at 2nd level.
Okay. So you will do this, but remember I said it would give you basically double your not technically double of whatever your casting stat is, like whatever that double modifier would be, which I believe yours is +4, so you would get an additional. Since you've got
Okay.
3 people helping you, I'm going to say you'll get an additional +6 damage.
Okay, well then yeah, we'll do shocking grasp.
Actually, I'll say I'll make it +8.
Okay.
Yeah, with that 20 you hit.
20 to hit.
Because I mean you've got a lot of people
6
helping you out.
6 plus
14.
That's
14,
a 14. And you know what? With Sinuate kind of like putting these wires all around it, making this almost like its own circuit, I'll bump that up and I'll say you are able to meet it because you've got so many people helping you.
He's a brilliant engineer.
I
He
can
is.
see it now.
He really is. He
Just
can
love
fix
this little
pulleys
guy.
and wrap wire.
It's all in the
He's-
ferret.
Once again, fist bumping Sanguinet and the ferret.
And
That's
what
too.
happens here is
Mother hand.
as he's saying, or yes, Sinuit is making all of these like little magical alterations and innovations. You're pumping all of this arcane energy into it, and you notice that this crystal slowly starts to pulse, and it almost reminds you of a heartbeat. And you notice that this energy slowly starts traveling its way up the wall across almost what looks like veins, but not, any kind of biological vein. It's almost like these ore veins traveling
I
up
ever read
and
about
around.
magic and stuff like this?
Roll me a history check, I'll say.
Would I have known about this due to my history?
I'll also allow you to roll history. You two would know two different sides of the same coin.
17.
That'd be a 17 for me as well.
Oh wow, two 17s. So I'll say you both have heard of this dwarvish light technology before. It's on the one hand, Leon, you would know that this kind of technology was more for show, even though it was useful. It was basically used to amplify a rather simple spell into something much larger. Um, Sanguinet, you would know that while it does that, yes, it uses these particular crystals known as Carnifex crystals, which in their own right have their own kind of power, but they are also used in certain kinds of magics or magical technologies. And as you see, this arcane energy traveling up the wall, you notice that it goes up the wall and over, almost practically above you, as it hits this larger crystal pointed towards the center of this entry hall. And as it hits, you notice it charges for a second, and it immediately shoots out this beam of bright light towards a group of mirrors, essentially, in the center. And it becomes bright as daylight in this room. So I will turn off dynamic lighting, and you guys are able to see everything in here. You notice that some of the mirrors in other places have definitely broken, so it might not reach to the other parts of the stronghold. But it is bright as day in here, and you would also recall, I'll say, Basanguinet and Leon, you both would kind of chat about this for a second, that it actually has its own day and night cycle. So you don't have to worry about like turning it off and turning it back on again. It'll essentially become like a very dim light around probably 9 o'clock, let's say.
Okay.
Which you would hear some scattered cheers and applause
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
you guys getting that up.
Conrad's gonna smack Arion on the back and go, "There you go, lad. We just needed a couple more eyes on it."
Seems like this is gonna be a trend for this whole damn place. Fucking over-engineered the shit out of this entire keep.
I'm gonna look at that, and like as it's happening, I just see like everything like turn bright on and get the full scope of it, and like just saw they just go, Morden's beard. Just
It is
like in shock.
truly a sight for you to see. But yeah, you guys are here. It is bright. You all can see. Even those of you that don't have any kind of dark vision, it looks like you guys were just outside is now inside.
Well, now that we can see some things, we should probably head down to the bazaar. Take out any threat that we know is here at least, so we might be able to sleep peacefully.
Plan I can get behind.
Indeed. Should we have gods watch the other paths? That's more speaking to the like Varric and Golden Thane.
Yes, God should watch the other paths through, and the hole that you found earlier, making sure that nothing comes up behind us.
Sure, there's enough of an echo that if something happens, they could just yell.
Excuse me.
We'll probably hear throughout any. With
Yep.
how with how little people there are.
Yes, I think it'd definitely be worth hunting down whatever's in here, because I'd imagine it knows we're here.
Well, if it didn't know earlier, it definitely knows now. We shook half the damn mountain down, and now we've this place up like Christmas Day.
What's Christmas?
What's Christmas?
Ah, don't worry about it. It's a festival with a lot of lights and a lot of food.
It's not allowed then. Understood.
So
As a-
yeah, you guys are all thinking about going to the bazaar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'll let all of you roll a nature check to see if there's anything you guys may or may not know about the Skaven.
Can I give somebody with a better nature a help action?
I somehow rolled an 18 despite having a +1 for nature. So okay.
Plus
I'll
four if-
roll in nature. Fuck it.
Yeah, let's just roll. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Ooh,
yeah.
that's a nat one, Matt. Yeah, Matt,
Ooh,
you're
10.
You don't know
I
shit.
not sure.
I
I
did my
got a
job. I found
7.
out what they were.
Namindi and Conrad and Hyde, aside from like the basic stuff that you guys do know, it's nothing other than it's just kind of like yes, they are rats. They are sentient rats. That's really all you could be sure of.
Rat.
Hyde, you're certain of what you saw. You know that they're kind of markings, but you aren't really sure about anything else about them. Arian, your knowledge of Skaven is more so on a cultural basis almost. What you understand about them is that they do indeed have their own god that they worship, and that a lot of what they do is to appease that god. Their god being the Great Horned Rat. And at this point, Sanguinet, with that big old 23, you're going to know that. Oh, and I would say, Leon, you would also know that as well as Arian, especially with you being a dwarf. You kind of have this innate hatred for them.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's one of those things where at one point, the Skaven and the dwarves were indeed at war, and it's one of those grudges that has just never gotten over.
Yeah.
Sanguinet with that 23, you would know that they like to build their dwellings underground. They have their great undercities, as it's called. And you would know that usually where there's one, there's a lot more.
Thousands. Which means we took a couple of goblins and now have upgraded it to maybe 40,000 fucking Skaven.
And you don't know it. I mean, this could be a relatively small clan, but this could also be one of the big ones.
Who's up for some pest control?
You're thinking about it like it. While you know that they're down there, you don't know how many, and you don't know exactly where.
Sounds good.
So you could, try to go down that way. If you wanted to explore somewhere else, you could also do that. But the Golden Thane would kind of leave it up to you guys. Go where you please. He's got guards set up at every hallway, so you don't have to worry about the integrity of the camp. At least, if they do get attacked, they will know about it.
Right, so basically, we look, see what we can learn about the Skaven, or we go after the big thing.
I feel like whatever you think is going to give these people the most protection tonight. If it's
I'd
taking
say
a
the-
big piece off the table and we can fight the Skaven altogether, so be it. Or perhaps
I
take
would
the
say,
Skaven off the table.
I
and
think
then
we go
all
for the
fight
big thing first, because we know it went to the bazaar. It may have gone somewhere else after that, but it may still just be in the bazaar.
Yeah, we should at least see what
agree.
this thing is.
And if it's a large creature, it may be bored of Skaven and like the smell of fat dwarf. It's better that we take that thing off the table and deal with the lessers. It'd
Okay.
also be easier for these city guards, to take a group of Skaven than a large creature.
I'd agree with that.
Yep,
I think we go for big boy.
I agree.
Namindi, my friend. As he runs
Hello
up to you as you're just running ahead. All right, now you may not be aware of this, but not the best idea running by yourself if you didn't see what happened to me earlier. Stay with the group, son.
He just looks at you. He's like, I'm used to running a solo.
I can fully understand that, believe me. But staying together is our best bet. You're a useful asset. We can't have you going off and dying by yourself with no one there to help you, or for you to help us.
Point taken.
Cool. So you guys are going to make your way down to the bazaar. As you guys are traveling down this hallway, you notice that becomes a lot less clean, a lot less nicer. A lot of the intricate stone carvings in the walls have been, slowly scratched away, decayed even faster, and you notice what appear to be tracks on the ground beneath you.
Finally, something we could use besides blood.
Something large.
Can I
Definitely run around here recently.
could I
Sure.
do a survival to see if I know about what these tracks are?
You know what? Yeah, I'll say if anybody wants to roll a survival check to see what you know, you can do so.
Sure, why not?
Rolling one.
No, I saw
That's
a single
13.
digit.
19, 14, 9.
15
Saw a single digit
plus-
with a 0 modifier.
15 plus 4, 19.
19.
Hey, 2 19s, an 18, a 14, a 9, and an 8.
Wait a minute. No, that 18 was previously, so 19, 14, 9, 8, 19.
Oh.
Arian, do you want to roll survival?
Do I want to roll a survival check? Yes, I do. 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 I'm not very good at it, but I will do it.
Neither was I.
So I'm gonna say
Arian's
you
confident
run
in
and
this hallway.
hide. The three of you were kind of looking at this, and you're kind of like, gosh, yeah, we're really getting into the thick of it now. Those are some big meaty tracks. I'll say Conrad, you know that Skaven are relatively like medium to small creatures. Large ones don't really exist to you, at least from what you know. Namindi and Sanguinet, the two of you are looking at this, and these are indeed Skaven tracks. These are large Skaven tracks. This is something nobody has ever seen before.
Pest control time, boys.
I've never heard of a Skaven this big.
Even aren't
It must be
supposed to
something
this
else. Is it something else down here? The tracks are
Something.
similar, but they're just too large for them to be a Skaven. Must be something else hiding in here.
And eventually you guys keep looking at it, and you notice that where once there was a straight shot hallway that definitely led to a bazaar, you notice that one of the sides is caved in, and instead before it is a large hole leading downwards.
Well, I think we
It
know
goes
where it's going
down.
off to.
It goes down.
Goes
It looks
down,
like
go down.
something or someone
Go down.
has dug in a downward direction. And all of you kind of smell it. You smell this stench.
Smelly smell.
A smelly smell. And what you guys end up seeing, or not seeing, but smelling and hearing is the sound of rushing water. You believe you have found an old sewer.
Oh, of course the damn thing's gone in the fucking sewers.
They do bring about many plagues.
There's one thing I hate about the city. It's having to travel through the damn. As you see, what's it called? Galdor starts ripping up some cloth and starting to pack it under his helmet into his nose. as he's like, well, there's no time like the present.
Oh, no time like the present to go fight a rat god.
So you guys are gonna head into the sewer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Caldor would like to, but it's always open to discussion.
Better
I mean,
balance.
there's no real other course we can go unless we go choose to explore.
Okay.
We're gonna get eaten by the rat god, so.
So you guys are basically making your way down,
Excuse me.
and eventually the sound of this water becomes a lot louder. And eventually you guys come to a scene that looks very much like this. This nasty green water running through these tiles all around you. You guys are on either side of it right now. If you would like to change up your order, I will ask that you do so now. If you want to be on the opposite side for whatever reason, you can certainly do that. But from what you guys can't see the rest of the map currently.
That's where I'm at
At least you
think.
shouldn't be able to. Oh wait, I need to change you. Apologies, Brandon. I forgot that you have 120 feet of dark vision. Which
Thank you,
obviously,
Your
like,
Grace.
I won't show you anything that could be in a room until you go inside and look at it.
I'm gonna assume that like I can literally only see like what's.
Yeah, like what you guys
What's
would
in
be
my
able to
vision.
see down the hallway is what you guys can't see.
Yeah.
But like, and then you guys turn the corner. That's what you see until you can't see anymore. And then when you look inside, that's when you'll see something, or you might
Okay.
hear something.
Do all of our non-dark visioners still have torches?
I'd like to spark a torch, but I'm afraid that it might set everything off on fire.
Sanguinette, you
Yep.
said you have a
I
torch.
can take point two if necessary.
Provided there's not, obvious explosive fumes everywhere.
There are not. There's nothing like that that you can smell. So
And
you,
also,
you
I've
would
got
be fine
60
with
foot
that.
dark.
It rank, but it ain't gonna blow up.
It smells down here, but it's almost like it's almost like more of a scent of decay rather than the scent of methane.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Dez, you want to switch up since I got better dark
I've
vision?
been a lot of people shitting on these things for a while.
Okay.
So.
Let me just put
This
myself
water
there.
probably
and you
hasn't
go
also
behind.
moved in a
It's-
few hundred years.
It is very still. It's rushing in some places, but other places it is stopped up. Like it is not moving. You mainly hear rushing water further down, but you notice that it's a 5-foot jump to just kind of make it across, but you don't know how deep it is.
Okay. Okay.
So if you guys would like to,
I could take point.
if you guys would like to move forward, you can. You can go up to the first corner.
Let's go. Let's go, Brandon.
Which
Did you
Arian,
mean this
as you-
corner or this corner?
I meant that other corner. That area is blocked off. You can't really see
Okay.
anything that way. It has collapsed. Some of these will have collapsed passages in which I will draw. I'll just put a little bright red block by the ones that are inaccessible.
W.
Weird.
So yeah, you guys
I'll
look
kinda
forward and
signal to
see
the
this
group.
long hallway, with
Yeah.
this large chamber up ahead,
Well, they can probably see it.
and there's a pathway to your right as well.
Okay.
And you guys are indeed following this blood
Can
trail.
we see that chamber from where we're currently at?
Yeah,
It
you
looks
can.
like a wall
you
kind of
can see
blocks
this.
We can only see
You can see
this.
this one, but you can't look in there yet. Like,
Okay. Okay.
but you are you see this blood trail in front of you, and you
Yeah.
notice that it goes to the pathway to the right.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm gonna just straight follow it. I think.
Yeah, I think that's just wise.
Do we
Kind
want
of.
to try to stealth behind it just in case we run into something, or are
I'm
we just
definitely
full
being
sending?
cautious. I'm definitely being cautious. I'm not.
I'm trying to be cautious because I have disadvantage.
So you guys are still just kind of looking around, trying to find everything. I'll say if you want to make any perception checks to see if there's any other indicators or if there's anything in any of these rooms that you guys are passing, you may do so. If not, you guys can carry on and you guys can roll a perception check for each corner.
Definitely skimming the rooms as we pass them.
What does a passive
I'm gonna be
16
shoring up the
perception
back.
get me?
Oh, natural 20 for a 22.
Sorry, what was that, Leo?
What does a passive 16 perception get me?
Passive. So basically, the way I run it is that if you are actively trying to perceive something, you roll for perception. If there's something that you would just kind of notice in passing, then you roll your passive perception would take an effect. In which, if you're actively looking for something, that's what it is. That's at least the way I run it. If you guys want me to, say like, oh, you either roll for it or I'll take whatever your passive is, whichever one's higher, I could do that. But that's just I think it's more fun to roll for it, and then like obviously if something or somebody is like trying to sneak, then your passive perception would be used instead.
Okay.
Is there still a
Gotcha.
blood trail that we can follow?
There is.
Yeah,
It
we're on it.
leads around the corner,
Yeah, sorry.
upward in this general direction.
My apologies. I must have missed that. My bad. I'm gonna rock a piss. I will be right back.
So, yeah.
Definitely, as we move, I'm definitely checking the rooms, looking for anything interesting, but mostly anything that's like trying to attack us.
So, hide. With that natural 20, you go into this offshoot, this little room over here, and you notice while this is a sewer, there's some water slowly trickling, flowing downwards. You notice that this kind of looks like, to be honest, a shitter. You see a lot of fecal. You see a lot of fecal matter here, and you notice while some of it is definitely that old, it's got that like mold on it. Some of this looks new.
To ask, do we know how new? Like consistency, size?
Like something took a shit maybe an hour or two ago.
Fuck! All right.
You stick your fingers in it and like you
Is
test the
there
viscosity.
humanoid material in it, like hair or skin or bone.
With that natural 20, I'll say you do notice some bones. They have been mashed and mangled. You aren't sure what they are, but you have seen there are some bones in that fecal matter.
Alright, I am going to
carnivore.
I am going to stop the party and say, well, everyone, I believe we're in someone's living quarters because I just stumbled upon their bathroom.
I just found some shit.
I did indeed just find shit. Shit with bones in it. So, that's a pleasant day so far.
And
Let's
Tyrion,
see.
you are moving forward. This blood trail is leading, from what you can see, it leads somewhere into this room up here. Yeah, at this point, if you guys want to move your movement speed forward, you can do that. But this blood trail is just moving along.
Jeez.
I'll wait for Dad to get that.
I am staying a good bit behind everybody.
Connor
Just
could pull Dez along.
100%. I was gonna say Dez would absolutely be, I think, up in the thick of it.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he
Correct
was
me if
being
I'm
our
wrong.
caboose. He was being our. I think he said he was gonna caboose.
He's bringing up the
Yeah.
rear, so he's gonna be right behind Hyde.
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that.
definitely now walking with an arrow
Hey, there he
knocked.
is.
Like I'm
Sorry,
ready
that was
for
a-
something.
That was a vicious piss.
Oh yes, yeah. It's almost like the vicious shit that Hyde found.
This.
I found a shit with bones in it.
And the blood trail continues moving forward into this large room here, in which I'll say you guys are kind of looking around. You all can roll a perception check for me to see what you can see in here.
Alright, let's see.
I'm very distracted by the shit I saw. It was very improper.
Great, I'm instinctively going into D&D
Got it.
Beyond and clicking the D4 and then remembering I can't do that anymore.
18, 7, 16, 9, 19, 18. Wow, okay. So I'll say that Hyde and Conrad, the two of you, like Hyde, you're properly disturbed by what you saw earlier.
And I'm just pulling up the rear.
And Conrad, you're looking behind you. Everything's looking clear in the rear. Sanguinet, you're looking, and the blood trail goes cold. It stops. However, I'll say Leon, Namindi, and Arian, the three of you notice that while the blood trail stops between Sanguinet and Leon, it picks back up. And you notice a half-eaten carcass. This carcass is over on the left side of the room, sitting right over here. It's an orc. Its legs are gone.
Oh shit.
Like from just below the belly button down, gone. Absolutely visceral. And at this point, you guys are just kind of looking for whatever could have done this. And what's everybody's passive perception?
16.
15.
13.
And 11. I'm not a perceptive boy.
Cool.
Passive perception of 15. I am a perception motherfucker.
Wonderful. So it's at this point where you guys can all move up to your movement speed again, if you would like.
You said the body was over there.
It's where,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
where
On
that
that
nice
red
little
circle.
puddle is.
Got you. See it.
Yeah.
What is my movement speed? 30. Okay.
Probably 30.
I am probably gonna move. Yeah, about here.
Can I
Does
do
the
an
trail
investigation
stop at the
on?
corner?
So it's at this point where Arian, Namindi, and Leon, from behind you, you hear this massive rush of water. Conrad, Hyde, and Sanguinet out in front of you inside of this massive chamber. You notice out splashing from the water is an incredibly large rat. Roll initiative.
It's really big.
Okay.
It's quite a large
Fuck
rat.
detected.
Fuck.
It's quite a large rat.
Shit.
Oh, God. My...
Oh, that was almost a 20. The second that Bubba, the
Grew up
second
hunting
that you
rats.
said, "What's your passive perception?" I never wanted to be Zon more in my life than that moment.
Yet here we are.
Here I am missing my level 11 character.
Fuck the level. Here I am
No,
missing my
missing-
21 passive perception.
I miss. I'm gonna
A flea
have a
couldn't
feeling I'm
fart
gonna be
Hawaii
wishing.
without me knowing about it.
I have a feeling I'm about to be wishing I had uncanny dodge right about
Oh, I
now.
was supposed to select my thing and then make the. Well, I don't know how to do that.
So you literally just click on your guy and then you roll initiative. Like that's all you have to do is you have to just left click, then go to D&D Beyond and roll initiative. But I'll add it.
Okay, good to know.
So that was there. You were
Right
there.
back. I'm also
and
gonna
then
use this real quick.
15. Leon had a 10.
This is a random question. Do we know if the Roll20 beta is out for players yet? I might play around in that.
What
in that
beta?
too. Whatever it is you're using too for the lighting, or is that just like
It's a paid.
Oh yeah, I
It's
think
a-
so.
yeah, it's out.
okay.
Wait a minute. Am I forgetting somebody? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, Conrad 5.
You can forget the rat. Forgetting the rat is fine.
Oh, I
True.
won't.
You just punch it. Just a little
Don't
punch.
you worry. I like to get you guys in first before I do anything like that. Well, if it makes you feel any better. He actually rolled right, well, not necessarily in the middle, but fairly in the middle. So, up first, we've got Sanguinet with Namindi on deck.
Are Skaven humanoids? Asking for a friend.
Normal Skaven are. This one would technically not be considered a humanoid.
Gotcha. I'm gonna cast Tasha's Mind Whip on it. And then
Hell
you need
yeah!
it to make an intelligence saving throw. DC 15.
Oh lord. All right.
I imagine
well,
it is extremely smart.
it is so smart. It's got such a big brain. So that's a 4 on the die.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
-1, so 3.
Okay, it's going to take 14 psychic damage. It cannot take reactions until the end of its next turn, and on its next turn, it gets to move, take an action, or a bonus action. It cannot. It can only do one.
Okay then. So head
God bless, that's a good spell.
13.
For
Oh,
the
I
shit
love
out of
mine.
it.
Yeah, hit him with a
He
fucking like a
takes-
beam of psychic energy. Just lash it in the back of the head.
Oh, we hate to see it.
Big fucking rat.
and
And I'm
and
gonna
be-
move behind hide.
Okay.
Get back over
You
here.
best!
Fuck you, fighter. Time to do what you've been hired for, my friend.
I love Sanguinus so
Scuttle,
much.
scuttle between your legs.
Alrighty. Anything else, Millard?
That'll be all.
Wonderful. Namindi, you are up with this rat ogre on deck.
Alrighty. I don't really have range, so I can't really get in there.
Time to do what you've been hired for, friend.
Yeah.
Where's his dick?
Stick it twisted.
Yeah, you said we don't know how deep it is, right? I ain't going in it. I'm just gonna wait for him to come to me.
So you're gonna move there and you're just gonna hold an action?
Yeah.
Okay then. Well, you can certainly do that. This creature, grasping its head, looking around, it looks almost feral at this point. And it's going to just run towards the closest creature it can see, and it's going to think
Hello.
about hitting and be kind of like, wait a minute, what? It's almost like it has a concussion. Its mind is very foggy. And that will be the end of that turn, and it's only for that one turn for the mind whip, yes?
Correct, yes. It has its reactions back now as well.
Awesome. So, Leon, you're up with Hyde on deck.
I needed to make a wisdom saving throw of 13 or more.
May I ask
Or
why?
Toll the Dead.
Hold the deck.
Sorry, I thought I was
Yeah,
going to
whatever-
sneeze.
Oh yeah, no, I just like whatever you can, just tell me what you're gonna do and then what the DC or the attack roll is.
Yeah.
So you said DC 13.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's gonna be a 14 on the die, which -1 will make it to a 13, so meets it, beats it.
Okay. I'm going to shimmy on over back to... Actually, let me measure this distance real quick before I just guess it. That's 25 feet. Actually. I'm actually gonna move like right behind it. Right
Yeah, I'll say you're able to squeeze in because it's standing in the water. This creature is very large.
Mhm.
It is, it like the water goes up to like its thighs, its crotch.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was your action. Any bonus action or anything?
No, it says I can use spells. Like I have Healing Word Smite, but I believe that just causes an action. So, Searing Smite. What do you do again?
You can't cast a bonus action. Well, actually, you can. Just can't
He can-
Yeah. I will cast Searing Smite as my bonus action.
Cool. So your next attack will have the benefits of Searing Smite on it. Your next melee attack, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we have Hyde up with Conrad on deck.
What does a mastery property mean?
Mastery.
It says my longbow has the following mastery property. To use the property,
That's
I must
from
have a
revised 5e. The revised rule sets are in D&D Beyond right now.
Ah.
So we just
can
gonna
I'll
I'll fucking
my D&D Beyond app.
I'm just gonna say we disregard it. Slow is good, like it's really good, but I'll fucking just say fuck that for now.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to shoot him with my arrow.
Whoa.
Big.
Oof, 13.
A 13 will hit.
Yay!
This thing is not very well armored, from what you can tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am also, as I pull this arrow back, my arm is going to sort of alight with purple veining conjuration magic, as I am going to hit him with a grasping arrow.
So what does he need to do for that?
There is no save. It is just on hit. He
Okay,
takes 2d6. He takes 2d6 poison damage. His speed is reduced by 10 feet, and it takes 2d6 slashing damage the first time on each turn it moves 1 foot or more.
Okay, cool. So yeah, go ahead and roll me some damage.
Pull that here. 12 piercing. And why was that only 1d6? It only rolled 1d6. Try that again. There it is. Sorry. And 9 poison.
9 poison. So I will say you do notice that it does appear to be immune to this 9 poison damage.
Okay, that's
it's
fair.
been living in this rot and this filth. This poisonous cloud bursts from your arrow, but you don't. It doesn't seem to really respond to it.
Okay. But he does have 10 feet fewer movement speed, and the first time he moves 1 foot or more, he takes 2d6 slashing.
Wow. Okay then. So whenever he moves, just roll that damage for me, and I will.
I will say, he also does have an option to make an athletics check to remove them on its turn as an action.
As an action.
DC 14.
Gotcha. All right. Anything else, my lord?
No, sir.
Wonderful. Conrad, you are up with Arian on deck.
Conrad is pushing forward. Gonna get right into this muck.
So you jump in.
Well, no, probably not. I don't know if I can, because I don't know. I can't really occupy this square right here, can I?
I'll say you probably can.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stand on that square then, because don't want to get in the, but I can't hit him if I don't get close. All right, and I'm gonna whack him.
All right, go ahead and roll the hit.
It's a 13.
13 will hit.
Okay. I am going to use spell slot to cast Thunder Smite.
Ooh.
Actually, which one? Smite. Yeah, so he'll need to make a DC 13 strength save.
I will say this thing is incredibly strong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 7 on the die, but it does have a +7, so there's a 14.
All right, so he's going to take half of the thunder.
Half of the thunder, okie dokie.
We roll that. That is the slashing.
So 13 slashing.
And then here's the thunder halved. So that's...
it's halved rounding down, so 3.
Oh, we round down here. Okay.
Wait. Yeah, no, it's round down for damage. It's not round up. There's very few times that you actually round up in D&D. I could be wrong, and I could have that backwards, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Weird.
Your table.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's your table, your rules, dog.
Yeah.
I'll do some research on it. For now, it'll be round down.
House rules is house rules, man.
I don't know enough to even tell you.
Anything else, Conrad?
No, that was my bonus action. As well, I'm good to go.
So, Arian, you're up with Sanguinet on deck.
We're gonna burn 15 feet of movement here, kind of get to this corner.
It is half damage rounded down.
What?
Nice. Okay, good to know. Gonna burn a 2nd level spell slot here for Ray of Sickness. That's gonna be a 23.
23 will hit, yeah. Yeah.
And 10 damage, and he needs to make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
Okay, this thing does look pretty healthy, so it does have a pretty good save for that, which that is DC 14. Rolled a 9, does have a +5, so it is able to do that.
Okay.
It saves.
Okay, so he's just not poisoned until the end of his turn, but he does take the damage.
Does take the 10 damage. Wait, is that 10 poison damage? So yeah, it's 5 damage. Because he is immune to poison damage.
He does not take any.
Oh yeah, so he won't take any.
So yeah,
Callum, bummer, but also probably should have seen that coming. Okay.
I mean, we already knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably could have figured that. Yeah, we're gonna end my turn.
Okay.
Sanguinet, you are up with Naminde on deck.
Missile.
Oh wow, max damage.
Max damage missile.
Sheesh.
It's just,
So that is going to be 15 force damage to him.
beautiful. As these magic darts just kind of sit and puncture him. He's definitely angry and he looks a little bloody.
Bloody boy.
boy.
That's going to be all for me.
Cool. Namindi, you are up with this rat ogre on deck.
Hey, I'm all
Ruka.
plunge. Zero roll. 19. Let's roll damage.
19 will hit.
And 1d6 plus 4. Get my d6 out real quick. Rolling. Ooh! We got a 6. We got a max. That's 10.
Oh, whopping 10 damage goes to the boy.
Okay. And then I'm actually gonna go ahead and spend Flurry of Blows. And let me go down, add a key point there. Roll again. 6. So 15 plus 6. We looking at a 21. So,
Hit also hits.
and let me check the other one. A 19 plus the 6, so that definitely hits too.
Oh, you're using Flurry of Blows. That's right.
Yeah. So 8 and then 6.
So 14 damage.
Mhm.
Coolio. As you're able to just go thump thump thump. You're able to hit it, knock it a couple of times. You guys are hurting this thing pretty bad. So that is you. The rat ogre's up with Leon on deck. This rat ogre is going to look over probably at Namides. That was the thing that hit it most recently, and it is going to attempt to multi-attack you. It's going to make one attack with its large blade arm, then it's going to attempt to make a tail attack against you. So I'm going to start with the blade arm attack.
After you do all the dice for that, I'm going to sentiment it.
Okie dokie. So that's going to be a 19 on the blade arm attack.
Okay, that beats me. Then 18, so yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so that was the blade arm. Now we're going to go for the tail attack, just to see if that hits. And that's an 18 on the die, so that will also hit.
Beats it.
And time to roll some damage. So we'll start with the blade arm. That is going to be a total of 15 slashing damage against you, as it's able to just rake this blade across your arm. And then the tail attack, that is going to be, oh, pardon me, 8 poison damage against you. As it kind of whips, just stings you, a little prick in your arm, and you have become, you are not poisoned, but you are taking poison damage. And Leon, if you would like to go ahead and make that sentinel attack.
I have to roll to hit, right?
Yes, and you will have the benefits of a Searing Smite for this.
Yep. Right. Cool 9 health.
8
in clutch.
Dirty 20.
So dirty 20 will hit.
That's 2 and 4. And let me add. He's gonna take 6 points total of damage. That's with Searing Smite included.
Okay, 6 points total of damage have been taken as you whack him across the back with your mace. The stinge of fiery flame behind him, and that will end his turn. Leon, you are up with Hyde on deck.
Cool. I'm gonna hit him again with my mace.
Whackus, bonkus.
5. Good lord.
5 to hit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that does not hit.
Yeah, I figured. I'm gonna end my turn there.
Alrighty, Hyde, you are up with Conrad on deck.
Did you see the message I sent you, by the way?
saw I have not read it. My apologies.
It's just explaining that I've looked up and found what weapon mastery was. I see no reason why I. Yeah.
It
With
gets
that
one of the
background,
monsters.
yeah.
I,
see no.
I'm just gonna say don't worry about it for now.
Okay.
I'll take a look at it, and if all of a sudden I think that might be something fun for martial characters, I might add it in. But for now,
Yeah.
we'll just
They tend to
Gotcha.
be a net
Right.
benefit to marshals, though. They are nice.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot him with my bow.
Hell yeah.
17.
17 will indeed hit. Roll me some damage.
12.
A massive 12 damage. As these arrows set loose into him, and they find their mark, in his back. This creature is definitely mortal. It was when Leon hit him the first time, but I figured I would say that now. Anything else?
No, sir.
Cool. Conrad, you are up with Arian on deck.
Wacky.
Yeah, 23 hits.
All right.
Oh, the damage.
And I'm gonna throw a Wrathful Smite on this.
Alrighty.
Might as well.
See,
It's
what
mortal,
is
but just to make sure.
What's he
He's got to make DC 13 Wisdom save.
wisdom save. Alrighty. There's a 15 on the die, so he will pass, as that'll be a 14 in the end.
Damn. All right, so he does take the full 1d6, but he doesn't become feared.
Okay. So he will indeed take. So go ahead and roll me some damage.
Sure.
Wrathful Smite. That is. What kind of damage is that again? Psychic.
Yes. And so that's that plus that.
So what? 17.
Yeah, 17 total.
Okay, cool. So 17 total damage as you slash into him from behind. This creature is looking very, very weak. We'll go to Arian. Well, anything else, Des?
Oh no, that's all I got.
Arian, you are up with Sanguinet on deck.
Okay. How tall is this guy?
I mean, this creature easily a solid 15-ish feet.
Okay.
Say of 12, somewhere around there.
Okay. Probably standing 5-10 feet taller than the lads next to him.
Yeah, I would say at least 5 feet. Yeah, why?
I have an idea.
I don't have a plan, but I have an idea.
I have an idea because no, we'll just chaos bolt him. We'll chaos bolt him. It's a bit safer. I don't want to accidentally harm teammates, but there is a chance I get poison damage again, and he. Whatever. It's gonna be a 12.
A 12 barely hits, but it hits.
Woohoo! Okay. Come on, D8s. Oh.
Poison damage.
Oh wait, never mind. I
Sag.
rolled. Never mind. Yeah, that's incorrect. Actually, 1, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Oh my fucking god! It's poison damage again. Never mind. He doesn't take any damage.
He does not take any damage.
Arion putting dividends in right now, bro.
You kind of
Chaos Bolt is accidentally poison damage again.
You're trying to hone it in, trying to control it and make it be the damage you want it
Oh
to
no!
be.
Wait, I lied.
know, I was about
You
to-
don't
don't
add
you
them
get to
together. You
choose?
pick one of the D8s. You pick one of
Yeah.
the D8s. You don't add
So
them
which-
together. It's
which
lightning
D8?
damage. It's
Lightning damage?
Lightning damage.
There we
Yes.
are.
Oh, lightning damage.
Cool.
Oh yeah, okay.
So that's
I take back what I typed.
6 lightning damage. you
It's
say?
6 plus. Hang on. It's 6 plus a D6. 7. It's 7 damage. Wahoo!
Brandon, how would you like to do this?
That's fucking stupid. I'm just gonna fucking lightning bolt him straight in his chest. Just watch him get stiff and fall backwards into the muck.
But the one around him actually becomes electrified for a second, and this creature falls into the water, dead.
Yay.
I love it.
I'm glad I read that again. I thought you had to add them together. But,
And as you guys are kind of taking a breath from this, that creature had it came in the night, would have wreaked havoc on the camp.
Mhm.
And I'll say at this point, whoever has a passive perception of 15 or higher, you guys are going to hear what sounds like footsteps
Oh
Aw.
joy!
coming from a different part of the sewers.
Can I identify what direction?
It sounds like you've got some coming from over by where Arian is, somewhere in that direction, and you've got some coming from somewhere over here.
So the Mindy is leaning on his staff, right? Breathing hard because I'm a little fucked up right now, and he's telling me we got more coming, and just points weakly towards the right.
Said from here and here, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
from this hallway over here, from where Arian is, Namindi, you probably would have heard that, and then over in this general area.
Okay.
Namindi, I will give you 4 health from lay on hands because I'm right next to you.
I will
shit.
burn a second level healing word for you as well.
All right. Now you're gonna hear Conrad say, "We need to push back to bottleneck."
Let me know how much I get off that. I don't know what healing word gives.
You're gonna get 5 points of healing.
That. Appreciate it, boys.
We need to push back down. Bottleneck them in the doors.
So you guys are starting to make your way back, and eventually you guys notice that there's these creatures. You hear scurrying sounds coming from different parts of the sewers itself. You hear them coming from area where you were coming from. You guys hear it coming from that chamber where you just killed that rat ogre, and it sounds like you guys are also hearing some footsteps coming from a little bit further down the hallway. They're slowly making their way there. You guys haven't really seen them yet.
Based
I would
on
say, if
sound
anything-
wise, what like a rough estimate of numbers?
Rough estimate of numbers. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Can I make one of those as well? Because I'm definitely trying to figure that out.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll make one as well.
30-20.
20.
Man, I have not been rolling very well.
A 19 total.
And a 19 total. Okay, so I'll say you guys are definitely able to tell that there's probably 10 or less by the sound of footsteps that you're hearing.
They may be able to
Um,
take this
and-
fight here. You get them.
Yeah.
At this
Good help
point,
up the
it
bottleneck.
doesn't sound like they're chasing you. It just looks like they're kind of investigating what happened. It doesn't sound like they're running after you. I'll say with those perception checks.
Do we want to lure them into this hall?
See, we
I'm
may-
gonna
maybe
kind
we'll
of.
lure
I'm
them
gonna
forward and
be
drop
kind
them
of
into a
peering
cow.
this way, Connor, seeing if I can spot how many come down through here.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me that perception check.
I'm gonna back you up, bud.
It may
Just
be
in
worth.
case.
So.
So
So natural 20.
while these creatures are, trying to stick to their own sources of darkness, you see this.
Okay, 4 are there. At least 4. With more probably coming from here and from
Are they
here.
the same size?
No, these are smaller, but they are brandishing weapons. At least from the ones that Arian can see. And even then, Arian, I'll have you roll stealth for me, so you can see if you can't be seen.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Well, not necessarily. They need to make a perception roll.
Take a 9 on that. Stealth roll of 11.
Okay, new stealth 11.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay.
I've done it. I can't take
Yeah.
it back.
Well, you know what? They can't see you at all because they rolled a natural 1. So, but yeah, you know what? That's an 11 on that stealth check. You feel pretty well hidden, at least from those guys. You do hear those footsteps on the right as well.
Okay.
Fall back, lads.
Well, if we
We'll
can
get
separate
them.
the group and take out a small group of them.
I was
then
gonna say
it's
I
doable.
can get fire on these guys at least. Soften them
So,
up
yeah.
on their way here.
On these.
Yeah, if you can point them out, the same deal. I have an AOE I could use.
Yeah, I'll
Damage
post up
here.
over here.
I just can't fucking see the things. So
Are we ripping these
Well, here.
boys, or are we ripping these boys?
Ray. Oh, I guess do we re-roll initiative here, Connor?
Jesus.
You know what? I'm just gonna keep you guys at the turn order you're at, and I'm just gonna
I'll
add these
take
guys.
that.
That's just what I'm
Say
gonna do
no.
here.
Damn, I was gonna fucking
Just keep
throw
it
a
easy.
firebolt down there to give Sanguinette a tracer to go
Just-
fucking just
Um,
to
Alright,
throw
can we
at.
like
Say
surprise
you
attack
guys-
there?
You guys can see these guys. Oh, nope. You guys can see these guys here now. As they are making their way in.
Okay.
And they have.
Don't mind up shot here.
Let's see. I'm gonna tag this guy.
I'm gonna pop up. I'm gonna leave myself right here to where they can see me.
There we go. They're right in the middle of all of you. So you guys have a chance here to do something. So we're back up to Sanguinette first with Namindi on deck.
Okay, ice knife on this one here. I'm gonna basically
That was
occupy
gonna be my
Conrad's space to
idea.
fire it.
From earlier was an ice knife.
Yeah, that makes sense.
right, yeah.
Do I get advantage because they don't know we're here, or do you need me to stealth for that?
So they rolled a natural 1. So I'll give you advantage for that because
Much
they
obliged.
could not see jack shit.
Well, they're
We're
both
not used to
15,
this
so
much
I mean,
Jeez, I guess hey, it hits either way. And it's a DC 15 dex save. So I'm just gonna have one dex save for the lot of them, just to kind of conserve rolling time.
this is probably going to roll to hit again because I just hit the cast, so I got all the dice out there. But I just wanted
Gotcha.
the damage.
Okay. So their save collectively is going to be a natural 3 on the die. So go ahead and roll some damage here.
Okay. The actual targeted one's going to take 11. The 2 within 5 feet of him are going to take 10.
Cool. It was the one in the back here, or the one in the front.
One
here.
front. This guy.
There. Okay, so all 3 of them are going to get cut down by this ice knife as this icy explosion goes off and slices through them. The shrapnel, these shards of ice actually cutting through them. So you're able to take out 3 of them in one fatal blow. And this creature is indeed surprised for this round, so it won't have an attack next turn. I'm going to have the guys up here make another perception check to see if they heard that ice knife go off.
It'd be pretty hard for them not to. I'm pretty sure it's got.
Yeah, it would be. It definitely would be, except it's not.
Oh, it's not vocal, so they wouldn't have heard it.
Yeah, more like seeing this magical energy kind of go off and like the sound of the ice shattering. But that's a natural 2 on the die, so they don't hear shit.
Oh, yeah. All right, that's my turn. I'm going to back up a little bit, but that's going to be my turn.
Cool. Namindi, you are up
Is it my
with
turn?
Leon on deck.
I'm moved.
Okay, then. All right, Leon, you are up.
I'm gonna move behind Arion and oh Lord, what's my distance I can see? Is it my walking speed?
Your distance, you don't have dark vision, so you can only see the dark vision in front of you.
So I can't see him.
No,
I couldn't see him. I couldn't see him anyways because I got Conrad and I got a wall. Shit, yeah. My turn is
you won't
ended.
be able to see him. So these creatures are just.
I was going to say, you can hold an action until you see one.
Yeah, I'll hold a guiding bolt, but I can't do anything beyond that.
Cool. So these guys are going to move forward, and they will eventually see you guys. They will still be kind of surprised, so they won't be able to take any actions this turn, but next turn they will be able to. Hyde, you are up with Conrad on deck.
30, perfect.
Yeah, I can't really see anything, so
I am going to send an arrow into this one.
That one? All right, go ahead and roll the hit.
23.
23 will indeed hit.
7.
7, yeah, you're able to loose this arrow. It catches him right in the throat. You're able to cut him down easily.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Cool.
I'm a
Conrad, you are
fighter.
up with Arian on deck.
I'm gonna take a stance up here and just cut them off from being able to push the boys since Namindi's down that hall, and I'm gonna stand right here, and I'm gonna hold my action to attack with a divine.
Well, you have to roll with the greatsword first to see if you hit. But yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, we can do that. Cool. So Arian, you are up with Sanguinet on deck.
Like Wraith, I'm gonna burn an ice knife here. If it's okay with you, DM, I'd like to flavor it a little differently. A little more fiery themed rather than ice themed. If not, or if you don't want to do that, that's totally fine.
The only time I wouldn't allow that is if a creature had a vulnerability or a resistance. Would be the only time I wouldn't allow that. But since the guys don't, I'll just say, yeah, if you want to change it to like fire damage for flavor, we can do that.
Yeah, like a little think like hunter throw explosive like throwing knife kind of deal. And I'm gonna do I'm gonna essentially cast Ice Knife twice, but burning 2 sorcery points for Quicken Spell. To make one of them a bonus action. I'm gonna step up in the pocket here. I'm gonna put 1 on this guy. And that is going to be and these are all going to be cast at level 1. Ooh, that's not great. 10?
Oof.
A 10 will miss.
Okay. It will need to make a
14 dex save.
Hit or miss the shard explode. Yeah, 14. DC 14 dexterity saving throw.
Okie dokie. That's going to be a 13, so it will not make that.
Okay.
Yo.
2d6 fire damage incoming. That's going to be 8 fire damage from that.
Alrighty, so he will be consumed by the flames. That's just him, right? That's the only one you were hitting.
It's got a 5-foot radius, so this one over here is not going to take that fire damage.
Gotcha.
I am going to throw the second knife at him though. So we're going to throw that down. That's going to be a 14 to hit on that.
14 will hit. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Okay, great. That is going to be 3 piercing damage, and then another DC 14 saving throw to then take, I think that's 10 fire damage.
That was an 18 on the die, so he will succeed that. Does he still take half?
He will. I don't think so.
You take
The target within 5 feet of it must succeed on a saving throw or take 2d6. So no, I do not think he takes that damage.
He takes the hit, but he's just like he's not happy by that at all.
So he does what again, Colin?
Shot the red bird from the catapult.
Fucking they can dodge shit when they laugh.
True.
I'll take a quick step back and end my
I
turn.
get +5 when they laugh, man.
We are back up with Sanguinet and Mindy. You are on deck.
Wahoo,
Yes,
wahoo,
sir.
wahoo, wahoo. All right. There's still this guy is over here in the corner still, right? I can't. He's outside my range. Oh yeah, he is. Okay. I'm gonna. The ones that just got ice knifed. There's one of them that's like. No, wait. There's one of them that's kind of hurt, right?
This one
Ice
didn't get
knife's
caught in
in, yeah.
anything. That one's in. This one
Yeah.
appears injured. This one's fresh.
That one's fresh. Okay.
I was leaving
I'm
that one
gonna.
for
I'm
Des.
gonna
Just
stay.
wanted
I'm
to
gonna
get
go
that
for the.
one.
I'm gonna go for this
Here,
guy here, the one on the Mindy. I'm gonna firebolt his ass,
All right, go ahead
Nice.
and roll the hit.
or I'm going to attempt to firebolt his ass, I should say.
This is fair. This is fair.
How's a 13 do?
I think you
13.
firebolted him.
13 will hit.
Big.
These guys aren't very well armed or armored.
Big
I should
3.
say.
Big 3.
Big 3 damage. He was not hit by anything else, so he's very much hurt. He's like, but yeah,
They're
that'll.
stronger when they laugh.
Yeah. The +5
I'm
didn't
gonna
help him
retreat
though.
from the laughing creature back around the corner.
So Namindi,
Awesome
you are
ones.
up with Leon on deck.
Let's go punch. All right.
Favorite book.
Okay. 7 plus a 6. Ooh, 13.
13 will hit, and I'm not even going to make you roll damage because your minimum damage will kill him.
It was a 10. I rolled max.
Yeah, he dies anyway. He dies a terrible, terrible death.
Hell yeah. And I'm gonna
Probably.
there's no one else there, so let's see, how far did I move to get there? I got 10. Let's see, I can get back there. That way I can be with the group.
Oh, wait a minute. Apologies, gentlemen. They got removed from the turn order.
No worries. No
They
worries.
all died.
I must fix this. So
We
yeah,
killed the JPEG rat. It's over.
you are done. So Leon, you are up with these Skaven on deck.
Cool. I'm gonna move right to this corner and I'm gonna guiding bolt this rat right here.
Oh, guiding bolt his ass. All right, go ahead and roll.
Oh, that's a natural 20 for a
Oh, that
22.
will indeed hit. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Well,
That's a lot of damage.
actually 25. I put my initiative. It doesn't fucking matter. 4d6 radiant damage. So
Oh my.
yeah.
8d6 radiant damage.
Fireball. Who's that?
Feed effects.
Oh god.
Hey, I gotta write this
Wait.
shit. I gotta write this shit down.
8d6. Oh my god. Please don't get avalanche, Leo. Don't let your d6s do what mine did.
Hee-hee.
8
D6
ones
go
incoming.
burr.
If you roll 8 ones, I swear.
It's happened to somebody before.
Oh, absolutely.
7.
Statistically extremely improbable, but
Very possible.
10, 15,
Still a
16, 17,
possible.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22. He's gonna take
My
23
God.
points of damage.
Lord have Murphy.
So as you see this divine bolt of light strike him down, he has nothing but ash. Your god has smote him.
But I like the flavor.
Bloodline.
I like to flavor it though, where like I just point my 2 fingers and go bang. Like that Dr. Manhattan picture where guy just gets fucking evaporated.
Yeah.
Reads a rat and then goes Autobottable. Like,
I got
So, anything else, Leon?
no, I'm good.
So this creature, being injured and realizing that you've killed all of its friends, is going to attempt to run away. So it's going to jump. What was that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And that's its movement. Hide! You are up with Conrad on deck.
I can do
Kill that guy.
the funniest thing.
You could?
I'm so tempted. We're probably resting after this, right? Probably.
I would love to hope so.
So Bubba, I am going. Let me double check this, because I think. Oh yeah, can he make me a dex save, DC 14?
What for?
I am going to pull back my arrow as my arm is going to shroud in blue, divine light, and I'm going to fire a seeking arrow.
And you said what DC for the deck
DC
save?
14 dex save.
14. Hide.
Yes.
That was a 12 total.
So I have seen him in the last minute. You see me pull out my bow, turn around, draw the arrow. The blue arrow fires. I let it go. The arrow curves around corners. It almost it goes straight, does a 60-degree turn, a 90-degree, catches this rat man and hits him dead in the back.
I imagine he turned the corner, you loose this arrow, and all of a sudden you see it fire, it turns, it stops for a second at the corner, and it just goes straight at him, and I can almost hear the
Yes, the yacht is the blue arrow, defies physics, curving. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll the 1d6 damage that he took. That's gonna be a 5. Do I have to roll my actual longbow damage?
You don't have to unless you want to. He is dead. He dies from the seeking arrow alone.
Oh yeah, and fun fact, I know his location.
He's
Hell.
in hell.
Yeah, I saw his soul go straight down.
Motherfucker goes, I know where you live. Have fucking guided missile.
And
Kill confirmed, gentlemen.
you guys have indeed killed the Skaven threat that you can see.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't prepared to natural 20 this fucking ran to fucking nothing.
There are few that ever are.
Your god saw that man's family tree and burned it down.
So yeah, you guys have successfully cleared out this part of the sewers. Are you guys going to continue moving forward, or you think you're going to go back to base camp?
We could move forward, just get this little area cleared out, and then get the hell out. Just the areas that we've been to so far, nothing more.
I think we've
You
cleared
guys-
the areas we've been to.
You guys
Oh,
have
we
cleared
have?
all the areas you've been to.
fair
There's
enough.
basically just like there's like 2 rooms I think that you haven't explored and a couple of other pathways, but you don't have to explore them yet if you don't want to. You feel much safer than you would have been in the night.
I think pulling at least a short rest before we do anything else is worthwhile here. But
Yeah.
I
a long
agree
rest
with
may be in
that.
order as well for some of our more injured compatriots.
Yeah, that
I'm about
makes
half health
sense.
after all the healing. I could short rest and get all the key points back. And
Ah,
be good to keep going.
I'm low on spell slots as well. Might be best for us to just long rest it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm down
Yeah,
to
so you
one
got that?
second. I'm down to 1 second level and 2 first level spells. Yeah, resting would be much needed.
Alrighty, so you
Sounds
guys
good.
will eventually make your way back to the entry hall in which you are. You see, everybody's getting the camps are looking actually kind of nice. You guys probably haven't been gone maybe an hour or 2 at this point, since you didn't go too much further in. Just travel time more than anything, and eventually you guys make it back. The big 4 are just kind of whoa, God, no, not are probably standing. They're probably all in their little corners with their own kind of, doing their own things, perhaps, writing some stuff down, doing some paperwork, could be eating something to drink. But they notice you guys return and they just all, raise a glass. The guards acknowledge you guys on your way in, and you guys have at least cleared out part of the sewer, and you feel much safer, at least for your long rest in the night.
Probably smell like shit.
Oh, you absolutely.
Probably.
At this point, like Avinia will probably come over and offer to prestidigitate some of you to smell better, because
Please.
Honestly.
I'm sorry.
Sanguine
kids,
has been prestidigitating the whole time.
it just keeps coming back. Why won't it go away? But yeah, you guys have successfully made it to base camp, in which you guys can do a long rest for the night, unless there's anything you want to do or talk about before we wrap things up for today.
No, where I want to go is in the mining section, but I'm sure we have to clear that out. No, I'm just gonna take one of these empty rooms and call it a night.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is I'm ready for the repository, but I'm also gonna kind of do the same. We haven't hit where my interest lies. Kind of grab a room or a tent.
Haven't seen anything that I'm looking for yet either. Speaking of, now that we're actually in here, going any further down, if you guys found any, obviously magical things or anything like that, do bring them my way. I am an archaeologist after all. Be able to identify them, make sure they're not cursed or anything like that.
Well, that's good to know. I'll make sure to bring any magic I find.
Shit was so magical he cut out.
Oh,
Sorry. I'll bring anything I find to you.
Bro got silenced in real life.
But yeah, no, you guys are able to take mark a long rest on all of your sheets, and we will say you guys take a long rest, and that we will pick up next week, in the next day, of exploring the stronghold of Braz of Doom.
Yay!
Hell yeah, let me make a note of
Love that.
Alrighty, gentlemen. Wonderful. Well, yeah, good shit. Was not expecting Mulan up in this bitch, but I fully support it.
For real though.
Prevented us from being under siege while also having to fight the Craven or whatever they were called.
Skaven.
Gavin.
Let me
My
copy
man has
paste
been
this
taught his entire
here.
life to do one thing: shoot arrow, and he has been given creative ways to shoot arrow.
Indeed.
One thing and one thing only. Shoot my shot or take a shot.
All right, I've posted it in the notes.